We're back at it again today with a little Nautilus adventure. That's right. It is the 1950... You're kicking me under the table. Why are you kicking me?
I was just trying to get you to stop from shaking your leg.
I have news for you. You will never get me to stop shaking my leg.
Stop. It was bothering me.
Try as hard as you may. See, it already started. I didn't even realize it. But anyway, the 1954 classic, A Whale of a Tale, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Woohoo. And I think all three of us did not see it before.
No, never seen it.
I love that.
Never seen it.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Don't know what to expect. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a general idea of the story, but not the ending.
I like it because you, Toya, have to really pay attention when it's something you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Because when it's like something like Peter Pan, you're like, I've seen this 50 times. I don't need to watch it again. I'll watch it again, but I don't need to watch it again.
I mean, that's true. That is how it is with all the movies I've seen before.
But when it's something like this, you're locked in.
I was locked in.
I'm not with you, so I can't tell, Hillary, if you're locked in.
No, I
when you
was
watch
locked
it.
in. I was getting so distracted because people were texting me and I was like ignoring them and I was like, sorry guys, I'm in the end of the movie. Like, I gotta watch this.
She goes, it just got good.
This movie like grabs you.
Yeah.
Like, I was like locked into
I was
this
like,
one.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I was shocked.
Punches were thrown, like fights ensued.
I
A lot of
had
punches were
theories.
thrown by one person in general, I noticed, but
I
yeah.
had theories on what was going to happen, but...
I had
Theories?
no idea where it was going.
Yeah.
Oh, but those theories have been resolved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to them. Because we're going to review it now. 'Cause that's how we do this.
I also would like to say that I did have a little brief knowledge on this movie, and I was like, how do I know what this movie is about? And I had this one narration in my head that it says it in like a very distinct voice. It's like 20,000 leagues under the sea. And I was like, where do I know that from?
Is it maybe something that was in Disney World? Well,
No,
I don't know.
I figured it out.
Oh, okay.
I Googled it. I used to have a computer game that was made by Crayola.
Oh, wow.
And it was a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Crayola, like CD-ROM computer game. And basically it was like a condensed version of the story and like a book of the story in a book on the computer, and you would color every page.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of knew very, very loosely, like from what I can remember as a child.
That's so random.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up.
I kind of want to know what this game is.
Do you think they still make like child games like that the way they used to? Like, you remember like Putt Putt and like
I do remember
Freddy
Putt Putt.
Fish?
Yes, I do.
Like, they don't make child games like that on the computer anymore,
Well,
do
we're
they?
not children, so we really wouldn't know.
Well, that's why I'm
Sorry.
asking,
That's
though.
okay.
Like, I'm asking, like...
I don't know. If you have children and you're listening...
Yeah, they play Putt Putt.
Can you let us know?
They play Roller Coaster
Do they
Tycoon.
play the Oregon Trail?
I still play Roller Coaster
This is
Tycoon.
how it was.
Do you die of dysentery?
Wait for it.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
That's what I remembered as a kid.
I'm using that.
That's so...
But then, like
random.
you don't need to put all this in, but like you would go through.
There was attacking ships.
They would like
all
told
over
you the
world.
story, and you would color. The page would be blank, and you would color it in as the story was being told.
You know what that looks like? It's not the same type of game, obviously, but do you remember, what was the Lego computer game? Lego City? Was that it?
Oh, I don't know.
With,
I didn't play that.
Oh, okay.
Well,
No, whatever.
still cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I did not have that game.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
But yeah, this is my only experience with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
My prior knowledge was that it's underwater.
Yeah.
That's about all I knew.
Have you never seen the movie The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No.
Yes, with Sean Connery? I don't remember it, but... Is that this movie?
No.
No, like, was it based,
I'm pretty
was
sure,
that based
but
on
they're
this?
on the Nautilus. It's like a bunch of,
Oh.
like, Captain Nemo's, like, in it.
Oh. I didn't
Yeah.
think
I want to go on the Nautilus. It looked so cool. And you know what the theme of this movie is for me?
Cozy?
Was it cozy for you?
The freaking submarine is so cozy.
Oh my god. It's, like, very metallic, but okay.
No, his Captain Nemo's area is so cozy.
His captain's quarters.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyways, let's get into the history of
yeah,
the movie.
exactly. What a setup by you, Hills. Very good job. We're getting
That's
into
what
the
I'm here
history.
for.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, climb aboard the Nautilus and into an undersea world of adventure. Based on the 1870 novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas, note the plural there, seas, written by Jules Verne. And Jules Verne is also known for. Do you know any? You're the book person
Oh
over
God, yeah, I do. But now
here. You named one last night.
did I?
Yeah. Is that the guy from?
Oh, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
There's one, and the other. I think his other big one is Around the World in 80 Days.
Yes.
Walt first expressed interest in Jules' novel after seeing marine footage and storyboards created by Harper Goff during production of the True Life Adventure series. And did anyone know what those are?
No.
Okay, we had them on our list of what we were going to review.
Oh, and then they got cut.
I got rid of them because they're basically documentaries, but they're like nature documentaries.
Oh,
so
Phyllis would have loved that.
You probably would have. You should check them out if you ever
Maybe,
do.
but from that long ago,
Yeah.
nature's really changed.
Yeah, it's like nature has changed, that's for sure. But yeah, there's like one on marine life, like I said. There's one about jungle, the desert, this and that, and so you sort from there. So Disney sees the marine footage and expresses interest in 20,000 Leagues. Only one problem, though. At the time, the film rights were owned by MGM and King Brothers Production. Then, in November 1950, film producer Sid Rogel announces that he's purchased the screen rights from MGM. He had planned to start filming within a year. However, December 1951, Walt comes around and makes an offer. Roger takes him up on the offer, and then Walt has the distribution rights and the film rights for 20,000 Leagues.
Okay. That seemed like an easy acquirement.
He basically, it was
easy
bought by
exchange.
somebody else, and he decided, I'll buy that from that person now.
Yeah.
It was filmed in the Bahamas and Jamaica for 6 months. The Bahamas scenes were actually filmed at the same location as the silent film version of 20,000 Leagues that was in 1916.
Oh.
So a little bit of continuity there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who knew that there were? I didn't know there was a silent film.
I didn't know that either. It must have been really boring.
1916, I'm sure it was very thrilling.
Yeah, and silent.
And silent, yeah. Because that's what I thought when we were watching this. There's too much talking going on in this movie. The production for this movie was so large that Disney had to use facilities at other studios such as Universal and 20th Century Fox. Basically, anything that wasn't underwater was at one of those studios.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And the man who was filming this film, the director, his name is Richard Fleischer, which might not mean much today, but at the time it was a big deal because Richard Fleischer is the son of Max Fleischer, who is one of Disney's biggest competitors at the time.
Oh, okay.
Fleischer Studios is responsible for Betty Boop and Popeye.
Wait, so his son betrayed him and started working for Walt Disney?
So Richard was surprised that Walt had chosen him, and he even went to Walt and he was just like, "Hey, do you know like who I am? Like, do you know like who my dad is?" And Walt basically responded with, "I'm aware of who you are, but I hired you because I thought you were the best man for the job." So then Richard went to his father, Max, to see if he minded working, if he minded his son working for his competitor. And Max had no objection to it either. And he basically said, go tell Walt that he hired a terrific director for this project.
Oh, good. That would never happen today.
I was like,
Never
good
happened today.
for them, but yeah.
This would be like if-
too much politics.
This would be
Yeah.
like if Bob Iger's like son or daughter went to go work for DreamWorks on their next film.
Yeah.
that would never happen.
Yeah.
So we briefly mentioned the large production of the film, but how large was it, like money-wise? $9 million it took to make this film.
So, like, is that a lot for them? That is,
Then.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made it at the time its most expensive and ambitious production in Hollywood up until that point.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, watching it, I was like, wow, how did they get some of these scenes?
Yeah. Like, honestly, I feel it holds up fairly well
It did.
Yeah.
to today.
There was like
Yeah.
some CGI in there. There was
Yeah.
like,
They did some animation work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, because, all right,
maybe it's not CGI. Maybe it's
well, it's just animation
Yeah,
overlay.
yeah.
But I remember when we were watching Treasure Island. Mm-hmm. I remember the background, the sky.
yeah, you could tell it was
we were
fake.
like, that's obviously, but like
Yeah.
this, like there was
was real.
There was nothing in this where I thought like, wow, that looks so fake.
Yeah.
In fact, which I'll get to like in a second, they went out of their way to hide like parts that looked fake, and they were like, no, we
Really?
need to go back and redo this.
Wait,
Oh,
really?
wow.
So what did they dupe me? Like, was stuff actually fake and I thought it was all real? Like,
Well-
when they were all underwater, was that stuff real?
Well, the giant squid wasn't real, Hillary.
oh, I know that. I know that.
But other than that, that was all real marine life.
Okay, yeah.
I think there was only one part where they did animation, and it was just to animate like bubbles to hide basically a wire that was showing. So they did that in post.
But they did animation, like, during the electrocution scene.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if you would really call that animation as more just
And there
like...
was some animated fish, I thought, too.
No,
That was just-
so what happened was
Go on.
that those fish were filmed separately, and then
Oh,
they
they
weren't
put 'em-
actually underwater, and they had to.
Paste it on top.
The fish are real.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
combined.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like and that technology is a little difficult even today. I mean, with like what we have today, but like if you're using film, that's like a little bit more difficult to accomplish. So that's why it looked a little like funky to you.
Yeah, that was like the only part in this movie where I was like, okay, that one doesn't really hold up very well because you can kind of see the outlines of the
Yeah,
fish.
but like
Yeah.
the clipping, like because like also like you didn't have Photoshop, right? So
Yeah.
it's like everything was done like just different. So
Yeah.
frame by frame.
yeah.
So I would imagine that's a lot of work and a lot of money.
Yes.
So
Sebastian agrees.
Yeah. So the movie is made. It's time to release it. And normally up until this point, they've been releasing films through RKO Pictures. You've seen that right before the movie plays.
Okay,
Yeah.
who?
RK-Who, exactly. But this is the last film. Oh, no, actually, this is the first film that is not RKO Pictures. This is the start of Disney doing Buena Vista Distribution, which would then become Buena Vista Pictures, which then becomes Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures in 2007, and that's what it remains today.
Okay.
So this is whatever we did last. What was that? Robin Hood, I think.
Sure.
I don't think we did.
No,
one
I thought it was
yet.
Peter Pan last.
Yeah, we did Peter.
Oh, Peter Pan. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Peter Pan was, I guess, your last RKO picture that Disney distributed under.
Oh,
They actually had some kind of falling out with RKO, I think, over the distribution rights of one of the True Life documentaries. They got into an argument with the two, and then they just decided to go their own way.
Whatever.
I didn't notice that part because these movies they put like the credits in the beginning.
I like that.
I don't. I was like, I sat down ready and I was like, oh wait, I forgot about this. So then I got up and got some snacks.
Oh, okay. See,
So
that's
I
why they
missed-
put it in the beginning because it gives you the opportunity to get your snacks.
We mentioned $9 million to make, but how much did it bring in? In its opening weekend, it placed second behind There's No Business Like Show Business, but by the third weekend, it was number one in the box office.
Ooh.
2 years after its release, it brought back $8 million, which shows you like kind of how crazy the cost of this movie was because $8 million isn't really
yeah.
technically
lost
they
money.
lost $1 million. But $8 million isn't really at this time anything to like turn your nose at.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good. But it was, and on top of that, it was the third highest grossing film of 1954. So
Yeah.
it lost money, but like it cost a
Movies-
lot of money.
Yeah, but movies must not have been doing that great if it was the third highest grossing movie.
Yeah. Well, the war just ended, sort of.
Oh,
so,
that's true.
you know.
It would eventually make its money back though, because the overall box office number with re-releases and everything, it's $28.2 million. So it
They
made a
don't
profit.
do re-releases very often anymore, do they?
Only specialized theaters
Yeah.
tend to do it.
It's actually something that like I feel like is almost like coming back because now a lot of these theaters, kind of like you were saying, they do like it's been 25 years since Back to the Future played, and we're gonna play it in theaters for like a whole 3 weeks.
Yep.
So it's kind of like that actually,
Yeah. I like stuff like that. I think it's
Yeah.
cool.
because it makes it feel like an event, almost like oh my god, it's in theaters again. I gotta go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also received critical acclaim upon its release, with many people praising the filming and how grand everything seemed. It was one of the first films to be filmed in Cinescope, which I don't know if you noticed this, but if you compare this film when you watch it to other ones that we've watched, this one's more narrow.
Yeah, this one, they had like the narrow, like the black
Yeah.
edges on the top and bottom.
Yeah.
It was made better for like larger movie theaters to be
Yeah.
presented in such like a widescreen format
Yeah.
almost. So this was the first one to do that.
I wondered that because I was like, did they like digitally enhance this and make it like widescreen like that, or was it already like that?
No, that's how it was filmed. Critics praised the underwater filming
Yeah.
and viewed the overall presentation of the film to be that of like larger than life masterpiece.
Yeah, no, it was really, really well done.
Yeah.
I thought.
Definitely the most praised scene by people who watch this is the giant battle scene that's like kind of towards the end.
Yeah.
Which we'll get more into that. I won't spoil it yet, but the atmosphere and the excitement of all people just raved about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah. That's why I was like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It certainly had a good showing at the Academy Awards that year, taking home 2 out of their 3 nominations, winning Best Art Direction and Best Special Effects, which, I think it's pretty well deserved.
Yeah.
Interesting note though, like for the Best Art Direction award, so the name I mentioned before, Harper Goff with the storyboards, he actually wasn't able to accept his Academy Award. because he wasn't part of the art directors union in Hollywood.
Oh, that's so stupid.
So as a result, he wasn't allowed to receive his Academy Award. I don't know if he eventually did, but
That's ridiculous.
yeah,
I thought you were going to say he was in jail or something.
they would have sentenced him in jail. Today on Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 90% fresh ratings among critics and 74% among audiences, which is kind of a big difference. It's like a 25%, but
it is.
I don't know why people would bash this movie, but
I think it's because, like,
It's just old.
yeah, people don't like old things.
I guess so. And then representation in the Disney parks. This is a fun one. So we kind of mentioned this. But Disney World, they had 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine voyage from 1971 to 1994 before it was replaced by...
New Fantasyland.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of the right answer. It's Ariel's Grotto first.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Ariel's Grotto.
Yeah, then Pooh's Playful Spot. And today...
I don't remember Pooh's Playful Spot, do you?
No.
Wasn't there very long, but then in 2014, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Oh, so
Yeah. Yeah, because Fantasyland, it was a big expansion, so
Yeah.
that was the edge of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, like, yeah.
Well, and they have like a hidden Nautilus in the rockwork, I think, at Ariel's Grotto too.
Yeah.
So it's still
Yep.
kind of there.
It's kind of there in some other ways, too. I mentioned before Disneyland because a lot of people also think that this used to be at Disneyland, myself included, because I just made that mistake earlier. But that's because they had a very similar ride just called Submarine Voyage,
Yeah.
which was kind of the same ride. It just wasn't themed after 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
was it?
So it's, yeah, and then they turned it into a Nemo.
It's a Finding Nemo.
That's where Nemo's
and
now.
I will tell you that is a horrendously horrific ride. I hate
is
it.
crazy.
I know. I've heard that if you
It's-
have claustrophobia, it's not a good
it
ride.
is not a good ride. You literally go down into a submarine and you're like sitting. No.
But it was kind of cool. They would simulate, simulate events like a storm taking place. They would have mermaids underwater,
Yeah.
giant squid. You know, they would try to make it pretty close to the movie.
They had real
And-
actresses playing
Yeah.
mermaids underwater.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And it was narrated by Captain Nemo, too.
Really?
So, yeah. Another park fun fact. So I mentioned this to you, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask you, Hillary. Captain Nemo's pipe organ. Did it look familiar at all to you?
No.
Okay.
I said no too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, she didn't get it either. In Disneyland and in Disney World, but the Disney World one is a replica. You can find the pipe organ in Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
It's in the
my God,
ballroom.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the long
I gotta
hallway
go to
ballroom.
Disneyland.
Yeah, so the one in Disneyland is a real one from the movie.
Yeah.
The one in Disney World is a replica made of it.
Isn't that cool? That is really cool.
And then finally,
I love when they reuse like movie props in the parks. Yeah.
I think there were other props that were like in the queue of the submarine voyage in Disneyland. Like I think Ned's guitar that he made.
Oh.
I think that was in the queue as well too.
Even though he destroyed it.
I guess they had multiple ones. And also, if you stop into Trader Sam's at Polynesian, you can order a cocktail called the Nautilus.
Yeah.
Which,
and it comes in and you ordered it once.
yeah, it comes in a drinkable submarine.
What do
It's
you
got
know?
a dive helmet and a mechanical squid tentacle that pours out the alcohol. It's mango rum, tropical juices, and Caribbean syrup, and it's pretty good. Let's get into this one. So, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, released on December 23rd, 1954.
Right before Christmas.
2 days before Christmas at the Astro Theater in New York City, rated G, and has a runtime on Disney Plus of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 42 seconds.
That was rated G.
Rated G, yeah. Only note it had in the disclaimer was some tobacco use.
They like smoke cigars.
Which there was...
They were seaweed
They were
cigars.
seaweed.
Yeah, there was one point in this film where I feel like maybe they should have thrown a little disclaimer on there, but... The natives?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they
Oh,
didn't care
yeah.
back then.
I
No,
did think that too.
no, maybe not.
But also, there's a lot of fighting in this. And, like, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighting.
I feel
Yeah.
like at least PG.
Yeah.
Directed by Richard Fleischer, screenplay by Earl Felton, music by Paul Smith, starring Kirk Douglas, James Mason, Paul Lucas, and Peter Lorre. There are a total of 3 females in this film.
Yep. 2 of them are whores.
Laurie Mitchell, credited as Hooker, Gloria Powell as blonde girlfriend, and Esme, the seal.
Oh, yeah. I was like, who is the third one?
So cue the overture and the opening credits, and after the credits play, the curtain opens up, and I was kind of surprised to see that even this film gets a storybook opening. With
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that too.
Yeah, the book is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Chapter 1 on screen from the book gives us a little bit of background. In the year 1868, the shipping world was alarmed by rumors of an avenging monster on the loose. A series of strange events befell certain vessels cruising the Great South Seas, and travel along this nightmare sea lane dwindled to a few bold ships. First scene opens up with a ship out at sea. All right, first question right off the bat. Did either of you, for a second, think this was a monster?
No.
No.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. See, because I think that's what they were trying to go for. And I don't know if it's because I at least had the prior knowledge of a submarine, but I immediately wrote a submarine approaches.
Yeah, but I understood that it was supposed to resemble a monster, but
Yeah, like it looks like eyes sticking out.
For the sake of these opening scenes, we'll play along and pretend this is a monster.
Okay.
And as the two travel towards each other, they collide, and it leads to a massive explosion.
Yeah. Dramatic.
It was very dramatic. The next morning in a nearby town, which I think is actually, it's supposed to be San Francisco.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I did.
I was like, where is this?
It looked like the Wild Wild West, but
It did.
I realized it was supposed to be San Francisco because they kept calling it Cisco.
Frisco.
Frisco.
Frisco,
was
that's
what-
what they
Yeah,
called it.
I just didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
I had to ask him.
I think when they're trying to leave, I think the guy behind the counter says something about San Francisco too. So that's your other clue.
I asked before that happened.
A crowd gathers to discuss what happened the night before. There's a man trying to recruit members for his crew, and while at the same time dismissing the rumor that there is a sea monster on the loose. He assures the men that they will be paid double wages and a bonus if, to join them on this adventure. There's another man who commands the attention and warns the crowd not to show up because no amount of money could buy off your life with a sea monster.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, you won't even make it back to collect.
Yep, it's true.
And to prove his point, he's got this old man in a crutch.
Billy.
Is that his name?
I think it's Billy.
Oh, okay, well, old Billy here.
I like his hat. It was like a sock hat. It was like
Yeah.
a nightcap.
Yeah.
He warns the crowd that it's a monster, all right, and he even starts to use his crutch as a prop, starts swinging it around at people. And
Did
then,
he collect his money on his way back, though? And I also want to know how he survived.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, look at this man. He's old.
I know.
He's injured. He clearly too.
Well, I got the feeling he was injured from the attack.
from attack.
But I'm saying so the ship blows up. He's old and he's injured. How the hell did he get back?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was lucky.
A lot of these men were old, and I was
Yeah.
like, how are you, like...
Well, I think that they just look old because they're on the sea.
No, this guy was old. He was like,
I know.
I tell you, there was a monster out there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Just then, making his way through the crowd, there's a young man with a woman on each arm. He approaches the front of the crowd to disparage the old man.
Yeah, he was mean.
He's like, liar.
He took
He's like,
shots at
"I'm
this
a
man's breath,
harpooner."
at both of their breaths, saying that
Yeah.
it smelled
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
Wait, the girl's on his arm.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice this. Go ahead, Toya. Take your moment.
Do you
What?
remember their names?
No.
Their names were Minnie and Daisy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, I do remember that because he was shouting, Minnie! Minnie! Like, at the end
Yep.
of the scene.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they had two hookers named Minnie and Daisy.
Wow. Great idea, Walt.
I know,
Like,
right?
Let's just name your, most famous characters after hookers. Okay.
This is one of our main characters. His name is Ned Land, which the guy who always wants to leave the ship and gets to the land. Yeah,
Yep.
really cool name.
Yeah.
He is young and cocky, and he's also a master harpoonsman.
Harpooner.
Harpoonsman? Harpooner?
I think it's Harpooner.
Harpooni? Harpooner. We're gonna go with harpooner.
Yeah.
He's played by Kirk Douglas, probably the most famous person in this movie, known for the titular role in Spartacus.
Do you know whose son?
Do you know who?
Do you know whose daddy is?
You don't have to whisper. No,
I know.
We can all hear.
No.
Do you know? Are you familiar with Michael Douglas?
No.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Michael Douglas listening to this right now? Because that's his father.
Wait, what would she know Michael Douglas from?
See Ant-Man?
No.
Damn it.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of things.
Let's look up.
It's a Marvel movie. I thought you were watching them.
No.
Let's look up Michael Douglas and see what you would know him from. You might know him just by his picture. You want to pull up a picture of him?
Yeah. I'll do it.
Oh, Wall Street. You ever see Wall Street?
No. Wolf of Wall Street?
No, just Wall Street.
No.
Okay. Romancing the Stone.
No, that's the one. She's never seen it.
No, I've never even heard of that movie.
Yeah, see.
It's a good movie.
This is what he used, like him young, maybe.
He looks like somebody else.
Kirk Douglas. No, he really doesn't
He
look Kirk
does
Douglas.
look and sound exactly like Kirk Douglas.
He looks like who's the guy in Taken?
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, he looks like Liam Neeson a little.
A little bit.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, so you don't know him.
I have
That's
no
okay.
idea.
Well, Ned is his dad.
Okay.
And you could take our word, Hillary. Very famous actor.
I believe you.
Okay.
I'm not good with the celebrities and the movies. The
Yeah.
whole
That's okay.
Hollywood scene. I don't really know all that. I'm not familiar.
That's okay.
Well, Kirk Douglas was pretty popular at this time, and Walt Disney actually paid Kirk Douglas the highest salary he's ever paid for an actor up until this point. $175,000 is what he paid him for this
I
one.
thought you were going to say $175, and I was like, damn.
And Walt's pretty cheap.
Wow, $175,000.
Yep.
That's pretty good even for this day.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, how long did it take to film this again?
6 months.
Yeah.
6 months of filming.
To make $175,000 in less than a year?
Well,
In 6 months? I'd take
yeah,
that
but I
job.
feel like celebrities now don't, like, you know.
Yeah, I
they
guess
make
maybe for
millions.
celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it that way. I'm thinking about it
Like, as you.
For me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a person, yeah.
I'd take that.
I mean, I would take it. I'm not turning my nose up at it. I'm just saying.
I'm also not Kirk Douglas, so,
Yeah.
you know, there you go.
Yep.
Ned taunts the two men and says that they both have bad breath. He continues mocking them further until one of the men grabs the crutch from the old man and whacks the shit out of the back of his head, causing him
Yeah.
to fall down face first into a puddle of mud.
Yep.
And then a brouhaha.
Brouhaha.
And the police could not contain
Yeah,
this.
this was like a chaotic situation.
Yeah, they try to break up the crowd. It gets very, like, Wild Western here.
Yes.
Like, Ned even punches the guy, and he does the whole, like, fall back through a window thing that you usually
Yeah.
see in Westerns, so...
It was like slow motion too of him falling into the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, Ned loves punching people.
Yeah, he
in this
does.
movie.
Yeah.
He does. The cops not only arrest the guy who started the whole fight, but they also grab Ned and take him away as well. And I didn't realize this, but when he later shows up,
Yeah.
I wonder if they made him a deal that, you know, we're not going to arrest you because of your skill, but we have this. Because,
Oh, maybe.
you know, you pointed that out. Because,
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Yeah, that's all right.
You're right. No, I did. I did point it out.
I was trying to, like...
I didn't even put two and two together.
Well,
I didn't
I
either
thought,
until she
well,
said it.
because I was like, well, how the hell did he get here? But,
I thought that
like,
too.
on the ship. But,
But, like, the government set this up.
yeah,
They
so
get
they
the
probably
cops.
were like, all right.
It's a death sentence for you, basically.
Yeah.
We then meet our next two characters, Professor Pierre Aronnax and his protege / assistant, Conseil.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah, they only say it, like, once, but...
Oh, yeah, that is his name?
Yeah.
He was his apprentice.
Yeah. The professor is played by Paul Lucas, who is Hungarian, not French, by the way. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's best known for Watch on the Rhine, which he won Best Actor for in 1943. And his assistant is played by Peter Lorre. And despite this role, he's better known for playing sinister villains. Most notably, he was the first James Bond villain as,
I could see that.
in the TV version of Casino Royale. So,
Oh, I think, wait, the assistant
Yeah.
guy? You didn't say that last night. I would have known that. That's where
Oh, you've seen that?
That's where I know him from.
I'll be honest, because you're not a big James Bond person. I would have
I've
never
watched-
thought you've seen that.
Yeah, with my dad. I
Oh,
watched it.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I knew him.
Well, you knew him from something else, didn't you?
I did. I forget now.
No, you knew Captain Nemo from something else.
Oh yes,
That's what
I
it was.
knew. I
Yeah.
knew him from something else.
The two men arrive.
I know you haven't seen it, but we'll get there.
I've never seen any of these people in my life.
These are all strangers to me. I don't know who these are. I'm very confused. The two men arrive at the docks looking to board their boat to Saigon, only to find out that once again it's been canceled. This seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Oh, and he's stranded. He just wants to get back to Paris.
He just wants to get the hell out of here.
I know, and like,
I hear you.
has the plane been invented yet?
Yes.
Yes.
So then why can't you just
Well, this
fly?
is what 18.
68.
So like at the time of filming, yes, but at the time of the movie, like no. So he wouldn't have been able to take a plane.
I don't know. That's a good question. When was the plane invented? I feel like Twice is on it right now.
Like commercial airlines.
The first successful controlled sustained flight of a powered, heavier than aircraft, often considered an invention of the airplane, occurred in 1903.
Oh yeah, so it is
so
then.
no plane, so they only could travel by boat.
Yeah.
I often wonder that because, like, I was like, what if this man's visa is expiring and he has to get out of here? What is he supposed to do?
They didn't care back then.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they go inside to see what's going on and find out why it's been canceled. And the reason being is that the crew deserted it because of the recent rumor that's been going around.
Yeah.
the rumor being that there is a creature that is taking out ships, and there's even reporters who kind of stop Professor Aronnax on his way out.
Yeah, I don't know why they're asking him. Like, he's
he-
supposed to fucking know.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a professor, but he's also like a scientist, and they kind of hint that his specialty is like marine life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I guess he was here studying,
Yeah.
and now he's going back. So I guess more than anybody else, he would be somebody. They also
guess.
kind of like
They
make
kinda
it
were
clear
just
he's
like,
like highly
yeah.
respected.
Yeah.
So
And then they misquoted him really
Yeah,
badly.
but they were also kind of like, do you think it's possible? Because like if
Yeah.
he says it could be possible, then it's
Yeah.
possible.
yeah, well, like as you mentioned, they continue to question him to get something out of him, and the professor is not confirming, but he's also not denying anything.
He's just like not very savvy with dealing with media.
No.
That's really
Yeah.
what it is.
but I think also like he doesn't think that there is, but he also has an open mind that there could be.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
also, but his little guy there was like, "Shut up! Don't say
Don't
anything."
talk to the press.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And then
it's-
he leaves, and the press is like, draw the wings, don't forget the wings.
Yeah.
Even though the professor said nothing about the wings.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the next day, the professor sees the local newspaper, and sure enough, they've taken his words out of context and put claims to his name, claiming that the
It
creature
never
does
happens.
exist.
I'm really surprised.
No, this is way too far fetched. And yeah, the professor is not dismissive of the existence of a monster, but the assistant is. He doesn't really think
Yeah.
that there could be anything like this.
Yeah.
Just then, there's a knock at the door, and it's someone from the United States government.
Who's way too friendly to actually work with the United States government, by the way.
Open up, it's the government. You're
I was
arrested.
well. I was also like, what department of government are you?
Just the government.
He's like, I'm here from the United States government. I'm like,
the government.
It was so
judicial,
small back then,
legislative,
they didn't,
like,
you know.
what branch? Like what?
He offers the professor a way to reach his destination in the form of a cruise that lasts about 3 or 4 months through the South Seas. The U.S. government wants the professor to take them up on his offer because he wants him to see the seas for himself and either confirm or deny the rumors of a monster existing to sort of put everyone's mind at ease.
Right.
The two gentlemen take him up on his offer, and they head downstairs to meet the captain, who they mention is not a believer of sea creatures at all.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
We have now set sail as the crew heads south, including Ned Land, who is on the ship as a master harpooner. Somehow, he's just there. You can tell he's important because he dresses unlike anybody else on the
Oh,
ship.
yeah, no, with
Yeah.
the white, red striped shirt.
That
Yeah.
he will take any chance he can to take it off.
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm.
Loves taking the shirt off.
Oh my
Yep, and
God.
he's blonde, like very blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 month goes by with no signs of a monster anywhere. A bunch of dolphins, though, make their
Yeah,
appearance, so that was
lots
nice
of
to see.
dolphins. That's cool.
And whale? Is that what this thing
I
was?
think it was a humpback whale.
Because it had like spiky things on its back.
I think it was a humpback whale.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
I think it was too, though. I think those were just like barnacles on it.
Oh, okay. I was like, what was that, like a narwhal or something? Like what?
No, it's not a narwhal.
Endless days and nights, they search the Pacific. One night after months of searching, the captain summons everybody to the ward room. He concludes after 3 months of searching that no such monster exists.
He's like, all right, I'm tired. I want to go home.
Yeah.
He did his due diligence.
I mean, listen, how long are you going to be out there?
3 months is a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Also, okay, wait. The banana thing?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought the same thing. I was like, how is a banana gonna last that long? Unless it was like the
wouldn't.
first week.
Yeah, it wouldn't. You're right. And green apples is actually the longest lasting produce that they used to bring on ships.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's good. That's an
Yeah,
interesting
green
fact.
apples, for some reason, last longer than other apples.
Yeah, wait. Treasure Island, right? Didn't they have a whole barrel of apples?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
It's to ward off scurvy.
My thought was that maybe they stopped at port somewhere and like got fresh produce.
Maybe, but I don't know. He seemed to have a lot of bananas in his pockets and
Yeah.
stuff. But also, what did you say?
I forget the reasoning why, but apparently it's considered bad luck to have bananas on a ship,
Oh.
I'm gonna look it up now.
which could have been intentional by Ned Land. I might have it here actually. Let's see.
The common superstition is that bananas are bad luck on a boat, particularly for fishermen, stems from various theories, including the idea that they attract vermin, cause spoilage of other food, and that boats carrying bananas were often rushed, leading to poor fishing results. So
There
Okay.
you go.
Well, out of all the fruits, I like a banana the best. So
Me too. 3 months of searching, no such monster exists. The professor is a little skeptical to abandon the mission as he doesn't feel that they've proved anything one way or the other. Nevertheless, the captain's orders are the orders, And Ned tries to cheer up the professor, and Conseil has, no harm, no foul. Basically, we'll go on with life. He didn't have much faith in this mission anyway, and he's going to head back to land with his little guitar on his next adventure.
Maybe that's why he had bananas. Because he was like, oh, this will be done fast.
This banana will still be good by the time this is done. Maybe. Who's down for a song?
Oh my god.
Wait, can we also just talk? All right, actually.
No, go ahead.
So Ned starts singing on the boat, and then all the other sailors are singing. But there's one guy in the background that's singing along, and he's singing like all of the wrong words. His mouth does not match with the lyrics at all.
Really?
And it's so obvious, and I'm like, you are a horrible actor, man.
Oh my
He
god.
just wants to be a part of this, too.
And he's like clapping along and nodding, and he's saying all the wrong words.
It's like your grandma.
Oh my god, it was so obvious. I can't believe you guys didn't pick up on that.
He was singing yo ho yo ho pirates life
I need
for
to
me.
show you guys this scene now. Is it called The Sailor's Life?
Whale of a Tale.
Oh yeah, he is just
He's trying. He's got tattoos.
Yeah, he's got tattoos.
trying.
He's like
He's going, tattoos. Yeah, so the song is A Whale of a Tale. It's our only song in this film. It's very catchy. I've been singing it for the last 2 days.
Very catchy. They were a little mean to the last person they referenced.
They were mean to all of them, really. So in this one, Ned's singing about different... Well, I don't know if it's pertaining to him or just someone who made this song. Different women that he's come across. There's Typhoon Tessie, the captain's wife. There's Mermaid Minnie. Minnie's around again. Who eventually chose a trout over Ned.
Yeah.
And then the most unfortunate one is Harpoon Hannah.
Poor Hannah.
Who had a face that'll make you shudder. Lips like fish hooks. And Ned, no, it gets better, Hillary, trust me. Ned concludes with, if he was able to kiss her, there's no sea monster that could scare him.
And hold her tight.
And hold her tight, there's no sea monster that could scare him.
Oh my god.
Isn't that so fucking
sometimes,
mean?
Like, I'm a little lyric blind. Like, I was like paying attention to a lot of stuff in the background, so I wasn't really listening
this guy
to the
singing,
lyrics.
yeah.
Yeah, the guy, because it wasn't just that one little clip that I showed you. It was like the whole time he was on. He was struggling.
This was like a sea diss track, basically.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
locker room talk.
Yeah.
After the song concludes, another ship explodes in the distance.
Oh no.
The crew prepares rescue stations and sail over to inspect the damage. And when they get there, they see that there is no sign of survivors and wonder what could have caused an explosion such as that. The crew would then begin to argue over whether or not there is a monster that caused the ship to sink. Before spotting the same... I guess we'll call it monster from the beginning of the film, making its way towards them.
Yeah.
The crew prepare for battle with the monster and fire very large cannons in an attempt to kill it.
They are very large.
These things are huge.
Yep.
These take like 5 men to operate it. The monster then turns around after swimming away from all the cannonballs, and then charges full speed at their ship.
Yep.
Ned boards a rowboat by himself in an attempt to harpoon the monster. The monster keeps charging forward until it hits the side of the ship, causing Ned, the professor, and his assistant, but assistant just kind of jumps overboard.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm coming, Captain.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
The assistant is very fond of the professor. He will not leave him.
He kind of reminded me of Smee from
Yeah, a
from
little
Peter
bit.
Pan.
Smee? Who else?
I said Igor or Igor from
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Oh, I never saw that movie.
Oh my god. Hillary.
You at home can laugh. Yeah, okay. There was another one too that you said, right?
Oh, I said Morocco Mole.
Yeah,
From Secret Squirrel.
Never saw that one either.
No, that was on Cartoon Network.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like one of those like little clip things.
Yeah.
I'll just pull it up for you.
Maybe I've probably seen it then if I see like a picture.
Morocco Mole is a sidekick of Secret Squirrel in the animated series The Secret Squirrel Show.
The sequence squirrel.
The sequence squirrel.
It's duck season.
It's wabbit season.
Professor Aronnax and Conseil grab hold of the wreckage from the ship for survival, and they call out for the ship to help them, but it's been disabled and it's no help to them.
Yeah, but like that's what I thought. I was like, that's messed up. What do you mean it's been disabled? They're just gonna sail away knowing that they like left the. I don't know.
So like my only thing was like, okay, so Ned and the professor fell into the water, and obviously the assistant jumped in after them. Did nobody else on this ship abandon ship? Did they all just stay
think
on?
they all just
Also,
died.
did they die? But the ship didn't explode like all the other ones did. Why?
But
did
it sunk.
Oh, it did.
It did go underwater.
But why didn't it explode like all the other ones do?
Well, we'll
get
find
there?
out.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll find out why they did.
I must have missed that part then.
This ship was not carrying something that other ships are. I'll leave it at that.
He was not. He was not in Wacky Races.
Was there no
Oh, okay.
gunpowder?
There you go.
Oh.
So the two have
They
been
just
floating.
leave 'em.
Yeah, the two have been floating out to sea before discovering something that looks like the monster in the distance. Since it's floating, though, they decide to make their way over and discover that it is in fact a submarine boat, not a monster.
Yep.
As they inspect the boat further, they begin to marvel at its design and discover that nobody seems to be aboard.
Yeah. Well, they just went in.
Yeah. Well, I was also like, how did it like? Later on, we see that it's have a pretty expansive crew. How did nobody hear them?
I know. I don't know.
And how did they just leave like the hatch or whatever the front door? How did they just leave it open?
The door's unlocked too.
Yeah, like how
I
did they
mean,
just
I
leave
guess they figure no one's come in.
I guess, but like they don't go through, they don't exit the submarine that way. So why was that door even open?
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Well, they climb inside and they discover that this is a very complex and very advanced submarine, unlike anything they've ever seen. Unlike anything the world has seen at this
Yeah,
point.
it was really cool. I feel like even to this day.
It was pretty cool because when they started like showing the captain's quarters where like the organ was, I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
Like I think you even were like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
did say
pretty
that.
Like
impressive.
a water feature.
Yeah, I was like,
it was really
dang,
cool.
This is snazzy.
Yeah.
The professor gives a little the professor and his assistant kind of give a little foreshadowing here when they say that there is great genius behind all of this, and the assistant concludes with saying, or perhaps great evil. As the two continue to inspect, they hear a voice call from outside asking if anybody's on board. Conseil goes up to see who it is, and it's Ned, who's made his way over to the ship as well.
Yep.
But when he goes up, the professor continues to look at the rest of the ship, and he discovers the captain's living quarters, complete with a pipe organ, like we mentioned earlier. There's chandeliers, velvet seats, really sophisticated room.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, and then he finds the porthole.
Yeah, he finds the porthole, which kind of gives a view of the ocean. We'll get to what he sees out there. Ned makes his way onto the deck of the ship, and Conseil helps him out. They flip his boat over. And the group figures out that this is the monster that attacked their ship.
Yeah.
The professor discovers the window. Yeah, the professor discovers the window underwater, and he sees marine life swimming by. And
He's mesmerized.
he is mesmerized. Conseil
He's probably
joins him.
never really gotten a view like that ever before.
Yeah, and then the two of them look out the window and they see a bunch of men in diving suits carrying out a burial ceremony.
A coffin.
A casket, yeah, like.
Now, who was this?
I was
don't
gonna say,
know.
do we ever know who died?
No.
I thought maybe it was somebody from the crew that this trio came from, but I don't
assuming.
think.
Oh no, I think it was somebody from the crew,
like
Nemo's crew.
Oh, Nemo's crew. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought maybe it was somebody from the ship they wrecked.
maybe they just have like a memorial for every ship they wreck,
Yeah, but
Maybe.
then
like to represent all of them.
Oh, maybe,
Maybe.
you don't think there was like a body in there, or just like
I mean, I don't know. I'm just
I don't
speculating.
know because Nemo doesn't like them, so why would he do that?
Well, maybe he feels bad for.
maybe it's like his calling card.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like, it was at this place that I sunk a ship.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed to have like. He had like a pre-made like coral cross too.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
When the group of divers make their way back, they spot the professor and the assistant in the window and make their way back in to catch them.
Very exaggerated.
Well, yeah, because at this point in the movie, we don't know who these divers are, so we can't see faces. So to convey their alarm, and because it's underwater, slow motion arms go up.
Yep.
And then, come on, let's go to this ship.
They're like, charge!
Yeah.
And then just like running underwater.
Yeah.
That was really comical. And you can't hear them talking either. There's no like words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
just,
they're just
whoa.
gesturing.
Yeah. It was actually really funny.
It was funny.
It was like picture a man on the moon doing that.
Basically.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
The trio attempt to escape in Ned's rowboat, but the divers surface around them
Oh yeah.
and grab the hold
And
of
they're
them.
like whacking them with the oars.
Yeah, Ned's fighting them up with his oar, and Conseil is using his hand
Yeah.
against like metal diving suits. He's like
Yeah.
whacking them.
But then the way they come up into like the submarine, like the rest of the crew.
How does that work?
It doesn't. It's not physically possible.
Okay, I was like, how? I was like,
Like, how does that whole room not fill with water?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because like it was just bubbling over the side.
So,
And there was still air in the rest of the cavity,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is just an open hole in the water. Like, it would be like the pressure would be pouring into the room.
I don't like this answer, but I feel like this movie kind of has a built-in excuse of like, this ship is so advanced, anything like we've seen, that they've found a way to do this.
Maybe there's something in the book that, you know,
Maybe,
because it's based on a book.
Because yes,
You
you're
gotta
right.
read the book and let us know.
Yeah, I will.
You're our only hope.
Oh, I never even asked you. You never...
I have not read this book.
Okay, all right.
I've never read any Jules Verne books.
Okay. But yeah, I feel like that's supposed to be like your headcanon. Is that
Yeah.
like, yes, logically this would make no sense. How could that possibly exist? But I guess this ship is so advanced that they found a way to do it.
I mean,
Anything
okay.
is possible, yeah.
I mean, you can do it on like the bottom of the ocean. I've seen like very, very sophisticated like
Yeah,
where
they
like,
put
you could,
they put things on the bottom of the ocean. They suck all the water
Yeah.
out, and then you can literally like go
walk-
down the
yes.
steps and be standing in the bottom of the
I've
ocean.
seen that.
That scares
But-
the crap out of me.
Yeah,
though.
but that's like very different from this.
Yes.
So
The three are captured. The professor and his assistant kind of just give in immediately and say, all right, you got me. But Ned, on the other hand, uses this as an opportunity to throw some punches. And he knocks out at least 2 of the crew members before ultimately
I
getting
was like, where are you gonna go, bro? You're in the middle of the ocean. Like, how are you gonna fight all these people?
Ned will never turn out a fight.
I know, I guess.
Ned's like, I got this. I'll risk it on. I'll risk it on the open sea.
Yeah.
Down below, the 3 meet the captain of the Nautilus. His name is Captain Nemo. He's played by James Mason, very successful actor in his own right, known mostly for Star is Born, the Judy Garland version, in 1954.
I have not seen that.
Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest. That's a pretty famous movie as
I haven't
well.
seen that either.
And Heaven Can Wait.
I've seen that.
I knew you would.
And
Oh, go ahead.
And he is the main character in Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is another Jules Verne.
2 Jules Verne movies.
Yeah, and but that's where I grew up watching that movie.
Okay.
And it was a really good movie. Like, I think you would like it.
I probably
actually.
would. It's kind of seems like similar adventure
Yeah.
like this one.
That's not Disney, is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So Captain Nemo interrogates the trio, realizing they're from the ship that attacked his submarine vessel. The professor explains that they are, in fact, from the ship, but they only attacked because they thought the ship was a monster, and they mistook it for it. When the professor reveals who he is, Captain Nemo is instantly enamored with him.
He's like, oh my god, I know you.
A celebrity.
Yeah. He grants him permission to remain with his crew. However, Conseil and Ned are taken to the deck.
Get out of here. Walk the plank.
Yep.
And when the professor pleads for his mates' lives, Captain Nemo informs him that he is not part of civilization and he plays by his own rules on the ship.
Listen,
It's like I make my own rules.
that's right.
He praises the professor's knowledge, but informs him that his intelligence only goes so far, as he wouldn't even begin to understand what goes on below the surface of the sea.
I mean, like, that's true, but, you know.
You don't gotta be a dick about it.
Right?
Nemo offers him the opportunity to join his crew and see all that there is to be seen with him.
Or. Sorry.
Or die.
Or die.
Well, yeah.
The professor, firm in his beliefs, will not take Nemo up on his offer at the expense of his friends, and he declines.
Well, because Nemo was like, nah, they can't come. You can come. They can't come. So you can either choose me or choose them. And he chose them.
He chose them, and Nemo regrets his decision and orders for the professor to be taken up to the deck with his other 2.
So they're just like standing there holding onto the submarine while
Yeah.
it's diving.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's like torture.
I know. I was like, did they tie them?
No.
They
it was
weren't
just-
tied.
But they would have just had to then be floating, like, treading water.
Yeah.
basically.
They're definitely not tied, because they're just kind of standing around like, oh, I wonder what's going on, you know, before anything happens on deck.
I think they kind of anticipated what was going on. But
Well, so sure enough, with the 3 standing on deck, the ship prepares for diving. And as Nemo watches, the ship begins to submerge underwater, and the 3 hang on for dear life to, like, I don't know what you would call this.
Like a fin.
Like a fin, yeah, basically. The ship takes them underwater, and rather than panic and try to swim away, the 3 of them just kind of stand their ground and accept their fates.
well, yeah, except I think the professor and his assistant eventually let go, right?
Well, they got kind of like knocked off and they floated
okay.
out
Yeah,
while
like
Ned held on.
And Ned's like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he was really intense.
Yeah, the captain's seen enough. He orders the ship to resurface and retrieve the 3 men, confine them to their quarters below. He has found out what he needed to know from them.
Yeah.
What do you find out?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
That they don't give up.
No.
And they're loyal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Nautilus travels along underwater, and we meet Esme.
Esme. Fun fact: we have a dog that lives in the neighborhood named Esme.
Oh, really? You think it's after this movie?
I mean, her name is Esmeralda, but they call her Esme, so I don't know. Maybe.
Well, Esme the seal is also Esmeralda.
No, I know. That's what
okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, she has the same name.
Yeah.
And the same nickname. Very cute.
Esme is a seal and sort of like a pet companion to Nemo and the whole crew, I
She's
guess,
got
really.
a collar.
Yeah.
You want a little Esme fact?
Sure.
Cast members carried herring in their front pockets to reward Esme after scenes, and as a result, it constantly smelled like fish because they had fish in their
believe that.
pockets the whole time.
Okay, well, you know.
So good for Esme.
We got to keep Esme happy.
It's quite the diva.
I would die for Esme.
So she's the only girl, so
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
They should. I would be like, it's gonna smell like fish for me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm all about Esme in this movie.
Yeah.
More movies should have seals.
Not real ones.
Yeah.
What do you want, like fake seals?
Yeah.
Not real seals.
You know what I just Googled yesterday that made me really upset?
What?
So I started watching White Lotus,
Oh.
and I was like, were the cobras real in White Lotus? And they all were.
They were?
And the guy who plays Rick, he actually got bit.
Oh,
by-
yeah, we knew
But
that.
he's also like very afraid of snakes.
And and he has a phobia of snakes.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
ended up getting bit and had to get treated for it at the
Yeah,
hospital.
I didn't know that they were real, though. But
they were.
I guess
Well,
that
because-
makes sense because we knew we got bit. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even in the scene, like in the show, like the Cobra show where the guy took him out, and
Yeah.
I was like, it kind of looked fake, but so that's what made me Google it, and then I realized that all of them were real in the tanks, and I was like, I'm with you, Rick. Free the snakes. They should
That's
be
what
free.
I said. I was like, they deserve to be free.
And then she's like, Chloe is her name, I think?
Chelsea.
She was like, no, they're venomous snakes.
Yeah, and
and
I'm
I'm
like,
like, so what? It's
I
not
know.
their fault. They're venomous.
That's
like,
the only thing that she said that I don't like because I like her.
I like her a lot
Yeah.
too. Carry on. Back to
right.
the 20,000 Leagues.
Nemo invites the trio to dinner that night. They express their gratitude for his hospitality, but Nemo assures them that they are still being held on probation and advises them not to try to escape.
Where are they going to escape to?
I don't know.
As they
The
eat,
ocean.
as they eat dinner, they begin to question how Nemo is able to prepare meals.
And they're like loving it, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, that's important to know.
Yeah.
They think this is great. Nemo informs them.
It tastes like veal. And
Yeah.
he informs them that it's what?
Well, all these meals come from the ocean kitchen. Nothing is from Earth. The veal that Professor is eating is fillet of sea snake.
And then he like spits it out. Well, he doesn't spit it out, but he's like repulsed. And I'm
I
like,
know. But you just loved it.
Because veal is any better than
I know.
sea snake. Like,
Back then, I guess they thought it was, but...
Conseil is eating a brisket of blowfish with sea squirt dressing basted in barnacles.
honestly, that doesn't sound bad. I like seafood.
I know. I don't know why people are so like...
Well, that was my thing too. Is that like, is this really that different than seafood?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The only thing that maybe was a little weird was the pudding.
Oh, okay. Well, there's also the cream of milk, which is from a giant sperm whale.
Oh, I thought that was the pudding.
No, the pudding is unborn octopus. Saute of unborn octopus.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then doesn't it have a cream of...
No, the cream was before that.
Oh, okay.
Whatever
sorry,
had the
sorry.
sperm,
Well,
Sperm whale.
sperm whale milk.
yeah, that's
Which
weird.
I'm convinced was just a sperm joke. Because it was a sperm whale. They were like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Probably. But I mean, that I would have been weirded out about, too.
Yeah, the fruit and the preserves are from sea cucumbers, which that doesn't sound like
Why
bad.
do they want to spit those
Yeah,
out?
I know.
Eat your pudding, Mr. Lamb.
I know. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Ned, by the way, is eating all his food with just a knife, no fork. Very uncivilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nemo informs them that they are nearing the island of Crespo soon, so that if they don't like this food, they are more than welcome to find whatever food they please. They're also going on a hunting trip. Ned and Conseil express interest in joining the hunting trip, while the professor stays behind with Nemo. Nemo informs the professor that the reason why he spared their lives is because he wanted to test their loyalty. He thinks that he may have use for such devotion, he's just not sure how he can use it yet.
Yeah.
Underwater, the crew prepares for the hunting expedition as Nemo and the professor watch from the window. Eventually, the professor expressed interest himself, and Nemo joined the crew, trailing behind to just kind of explore, not really hunt.
They were having a good time.
I'd be so scared.
I know.
Yeah.
Those actors were really in those suits.
Yeah, and I think the idea of scuba diving sounds a lot of fun, but I would be so terrified that like my oxygen would run out. Like that would scare me so much. But maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it.
I don't know.
This sequence is actually pretty cool.
Wait, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Did they use stunt doubles to do that, or did like those actors actually go underwater?
I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. Like you can see their faces, but I don't know if that's like real or not, or if they like kind of impose that in.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you there. God. I'm gonna choose to believe that they did.
What good are you?
I know. I'm
just the worst host.
Yeah.
Didn't do any research.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm just winging this.
I'm just kidding.
I never promised all this was true. I like this sequence though. It kind of reminds me of like Fantasia a little bit because like there's no dialogue and it's just kind of the score and the music kind of like if you close your eyes, it could kind of sound a little underwater like.
Yeah. Well, also like the whole thing with that ship that hasn't happened. That was very Little Mermaid-esque.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
This kind of reminded me of Planet Earth from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crew begins to harvest barnacle and other resources from the bottom of the sea. The professor begins to envy Captain Nemo for his brilliance and his rule over nature at the bottom of the sea over narration. The crew stocks up on supplies, including capturing poor sea turtles.
Oh my god, that was so awful.
That was, and that was like 3. I'm like,
I know.
What are you doing with 3 sea turtles?
I know, and like the worst part about it is that for the movie, they really were like holding them.
They were real sea turtles.
I know, and I'm like, why are you, like, they can't swim if you do that.
I know.
Like, it was wigging me out. I didn't like
this was a roller coaster because I'm looking at all this. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. What? Oh, there's sea turtles.
Yeah.
They don't look too happy.
Yeah, and like I felt like they looked so sad.
I know.
I hated it.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Oh, we then see that Ned and Conseil have discovered a shipwreck underwater.
Yeah.
And the two swim over there to investigate, and when they do, they discover a treasure chest
They
filled
just
with
ruin
jewels.
the whole ship. They just break everything.
Yeah, they like kick the door in.
And this is where it's a Little Mermaid-like,
Yeah,
because
'cause
as
there's a shark.
there's a shark that swims by.
Yep.
So as they struggle
Which I don't even think was a shark that would have imposed any danger.
No.
Probably not. As they struggle to leave with the chest, they are confronted by the shark. The shark is pretty terrible at being a shark, as it kind of just swims at them and then kind of
Swims away.
Swims away. It's kind of like Bug's Life. Remember when the bird just kind of like swoops down and then goes back out? It's kind of like that.
That's because it's not a real bird.
Yeah. Nemo and the professor discover the two in trouble, and Nemo ends up shooting the shark with like a laser blaster.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It was something that like a stormtrooper would have.
Yeah.
And it made the same sound too. It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And the shark swims away bleeding. And this gun is never discussed again. It's never brought up again. It's never seen again. Nobody goes like, wow, what kind of gun is that? I've never seen something like that.
Nope.
I was worried that the blood of the shark was going to attract more sharks.
And more sharks will be like, hey, are you sharks?
Oh no, like don't.
Yeah, like sharks
blood.
are attracted to blood.
But are they attracted to shark blood?
I don't know.
No.
Probably. It's food.
So Nemo and the professor rescue the two and bring them back aboard the Nautilus. Ned confronts Nemo and tells him that they need to go back because there's a whole treasure chest with gold and silver down there.
And Nemo's like, bet.
Nemo scolds Ned, telling him that they were sent there to get food, not treasure. Ned can't believe this mindset, and Nemo shows him how meaningless gold and silver is on this ship. They have a whole room filled with it.
Yeah. I
Stacked
don't know
to the
why,
ceiling.
though. If they don't value it, why do they even have it?
Yeah, why do they like take up storage?
Yeah.
That's like kind of Ned's point, because he's getting scolded for trying to get gold and silver, but Ned's like, well, you got a whole room of it. Like, you're shitting on me for trying to get some, but like, look at you. You got like a whole room of it here.
Yeah.
He's kind of got a point.
Yeah, like why wouldn't he just let him? I mean, I guess I don't know.
Nemo doesn't really have an answer. He just kind of tells him to like, don't disobey me again, and you're on thin ice.
Nah, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, he's like, next time you disobey me, you're out of here, basically. Later that night, the professor calls Ned into his room and urges him to take Nemo's words to heart and warns him that his actions are going to get all three of them killed if he continues.
And Ned's like, shh, shut up.
Yeah, Ned's a loose cannon. He kind of plays by his own rules.
Yeah.
Ned defends his actions, though, and turns the tables on Professor Aronnax, accusing him of playing nice with Nemo because he wants to learn Nemo's secrets.
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't?
Well, the professor doesn't deny this. He thinks it's their best plan, but Ned is more concerned with just getting off the ship. He doesn't really care about, like, educating the world more and, like, exposing Nemo, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I see both sides.
Yeah, eventually the two agree, though. They will at least try the professor's way. Ned won't cause any more mutiny, but before he leaves, he warns the professor that Nemo is crazy and to keep an eye on him.
Well, most geniuses are.
Just misunderstood.
Yeah. As the Nautilus travels along undersea, a storm occurs, and we hear Nemo playing music on the organ. He plays Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Bach. It's like the typical Haunted Mansion music that you would hear.
Was it the...
Yeah, that was... and the that one.
You were missing some notes there.
No, I did. Like the beginning. I didn't miss notes. It goes...
I think what Toy is saying, it goes... No,
No, I know what part you're singing, but I'm singing a different part.
Oh, okay.
What part are you singing?
That part. I don't know what part I'm
That part,
singing.
I don't know. Just whatever. It doesn't matter.
You're singing the part where it goes... back and forth?
I don't
What are all these ninnas?
I know.
Well...
These ninnas.
Da-na-na-na.
Ned is fashioning himself music of his own.
Do you think that the fish outside in the ocean can hear the organ?
Yes.
Oh, that's very ominous. That's gotta
Yeah.
be terrifying, isn't it?
Right? Do you think it would attract whales or something?
Oh, I don't know.
That's so cool.
That
to
would be
think
cool.
about.
Ned is making his own guitar from a turtle's shell. I can only assume it's from one of the turtles that grabs. And he's got
But it
bones.
was, no, I didn't think it was.
No,
because the
'cause it was
shell
too
was
small.
so small.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a baby sea turtle.
Even worse.
And as the professor is becoming more and more occupied with his study, he assigns Conseil to keep an eye on Ned for him, concerned about what he's going to do. He does so, spies on Ned, and sees him going down to the room with all the gold and jewels. The room is not locked at all. It's
Nope.
just wide open
'Cause
for
they
anyone
don't care
to walk in.
about it.
Yep. Ned starts smuggling some jewels out, prying them from a crown and hiding them within his makeshift guitar.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah.
And then Esme blows his cover.
Yeah, she does.
She sneaks up and just bites him on the butt.
And then he's like playing the guitar
Yeah, 'cause-
while the first mate comes down, who has no name, by the way.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's
also
just
it was
first
like,
mate.
I was like, well, that's a really bad cover up because he would have heard the music as
That's
he
what
was
I was
approaching.
thinking too. But whatever.
I guess they're not smart.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice that the crew, like, none of them speak?
Yeah.
At first, I thought, like, their tongues got cut out or some shit. I was like, are they just, like, mutes? Like, what happened?
They all stood there. They would all stand with their arms crossed, like
Yeah.
ready to go. But I did love all of their mustaches.
Some great mustaches.
They
for
had
this show.
great. They had like thin, like
like,
the twisty kind
Yeah.
of mustaches.
Yeah, the
I loved
handlebar
them.
ones.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was weird that none of them spoke.
I feel like
Yeah.
what they're going for is that this crew is so loyal they won't even speak out of turn.
Well, he does say at one point, Captain Nemo explains like
Yeah. Like,
what they knew that they signed up for.
yeah. Still weird.
Let's see. Okay. Nemo is then seen showing the professor more and more about the submarine over the course of time, how it runs, the technology around it, including this like weird hypnotic room with all
Yeah,
these
I
lights.
didn't understand this.
This is the only point I don't get what this room was. I
It
think
reminded me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory somehow.
yeah, like when they're riding through on the boat and all the
Yeah.
I feel like it was just supposed to be like, I feel like it's supposed to be harnessing nuclear power, personally. That's my thought.
Oh, is that what
I
it was?
guess
I don't know.
so.
I'm just guessing.
Because they had a point where like the professor was wearing like a shield over his face,
Yeah.
and they shined this like incredibly bright light that if you looked at it, I don't know, your eyeballs would melt or something
Yeah,
like that.
everyone was like covering their eyes. There was no dialogue at this part either. It was all just like
No, they didn't explain what this room was. It was just a cool room.
they did have the professor narrating like his journal a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, wait, hold on. I just looked it up. The fictional submarine, the Nautilus, is powered by electricity generated from sodium mercury batteries with sodium extracted from seawater.
So I know
So
there
he's
was a
taking the
point
salt out of the water to power.
because I remember there was a point early when they were searching the ship and nobody's on it that they're like it's not run by oil or anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I guess this is what powers the engine for this ship.
That's
who
cool.
knew salt was so powerful?
So the professor remarks on how fascinating all this technology is and that it could change the world, to which Nemo finishes his sentence with, or destroy it. He then reveals another giant window for them to observe the marine life and remarks on how peaceful it is down here.
I mean, yeah, that's because there's no humans, I guess.
And he can roam at free down there. No one to, reign over him, I guess you would say. And on the surface, there is hunger and fear, and man fights with each other and tears each other to pieces. But here on the ocean floor, the only true form of independence exists.
Okay. I mean,
True.
If they controlled technology like what they had, it would be dangerous. Is kind of what he's getting at here. That if it would fall into the wrong hands, it's better with him.
yeah, but I feel like I get his point, but at the same time, it's like, well, who are you?
Yeah, but he really isn't inflicting any danger upon except for him and his willing crewmates. So
Yeah.
And the thing is that
he's not really using it for power.
He's not really using it for power. He doesn't treat his. I mean, he is killing people. That's
yeah, that's true.
that's where we're getting. That's the whole dilemma
I guess I
later
forgot
on.
about that part.
But it's. I mean, he rules down there, but his crew is loyal to him, and it's not like he treats them poorly either.
I mean, that's great, but I guess my point is you have to trust somebody to do that. Why?
I just wish he didn't sink all those ships. Then I'd respect him more.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. It's complicated.
It is. The next day, Nemo asks the professor to come along with him on shore to visit a penal colony island. There they witness prisoners put to hard work extracting nitrates and phosphate for ammunition to fuel war. When their ship brings back these resources, the world dies a little more.
Oh, and that's why those are the ships that
That's why they've been blowing up.
Yes.
Because that was my thing first too, and I didn't really get it on first watch.
Oh.
Because
They're full of ammunition.
Yeah, in the beginning I'm like, why would that ship blow up like that? But then they're all carrying fuel for ammunition, so they would blow up.
But that kind of makes him a good, well, not really a good guy, but he's
still killing innocent people.
I know, but he's saving so many more lives.
But that's the ethical dilemma because it's what is one life worth? Why are the people why are you allowing those people? Why are they not worth your saving, but everybody else is? You know what I mean?
Save this.
Okay.
We're gonna get back to that.
Okay.
Because you're going right down the path I want you to.
Okay.
Nemo then reveals that Professor Aronnax, that he too was once one of those men, until he had enough and he escaped along with the crew of the Nautilus. Mm-hmm. They are dedicated men and would die for him. They seized one of their ships and sailed off to the remote island of Vulcania as their base, where they built the Nautilus.
Amazing.
After their mission is complete, the professor will see Vulcania as they plan on going home. Now the mission begins. The crew observe the ship with the ammunition, and Nemo orders the professor to return to his quarters. At sunset, Nemo plays the death song on the organ.
The death song. Okay.
As our trio rests in their quarters. Nemo then makes his way to the command post as his crew stands by. He gives the first order of half speed ahead, and the submarine begins its voyage towards the ship. Collision speed, full. The submarine picks up speed, charging towards the ship, and it damages the side of the ship underwater, causing a great explosion, and another ship has been sunk by the Nautilus.
Rip.
The three hear the commotion and make their way to the captain's quarters, where out of the window they see the ship sinking further underwater before exploding. Ned confronts the professor about how his new friend slaughtered all those sailors just like he is, and they stood no chance. Nemo returns and dismisses the trio. He then receives a damage report from the first mate and orders for a repair party on his ship. The professor confronts Nemo about the casualties he caused and calls him a hypocrite. Nemo pushes back and justifies his actions by calling the men that were murdered as assassins, dealers in death, and that he is an avenger. He just saved thousands from death in war that this hated nation who tortured his wife and son to death while attempting to force him to reveal his discoveries. Discuss.
Well, is he? Well, first of all,
Oh, I didn't
Is-
realize that his son and wife were murdered.
Yeah, because
because they wanted his like technology because he was so like smart and stuff,
and he refused to give them
Yeah.
up. So that's what
So
they
like
did.
that's fucked up. Now, was it the U.S.? He just says nation. He
He
doesn't
did not
specify.
say what nation it was.
I mean, he sounds British. So.
He does. Yeah, I don't know. I think they purposely didn't want to
Okay.
pin this on a nation.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's one of the kind of the big discussions here is that, and this is like kind of a discussion that exists in other movies going forward, is the death of a select group at the saving of the larger. It's like the
Masses.
trolley car.
Yeah, I was
right?
just gonna say the
Yeah.
train.
Right,
Yeah.
like, does that make someone a hero, or does that make, not even just a hero, is that the right decision if you kill a bunch to save the greater good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's like a really, I mean, it's an ethical dilemma, obviously. It's been talked about for a long time. But like when he refers to them as assassins and stuff, it's like, well, but like they're probably not. They're probably just people who work on a ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they're just trying to make a living and like
Yeah.
it's not like those people who work on said ship might not feel ethically great about it. It's like, you know,
they're like, I don't want a war, but like I still got to make a living, so this is what I'm doing.
So it's like it's like a really tough spot to be in, and to like generalize that group as like being this bad negative thing when they're probably just regular people who are not inherently bad. Like I'm sure those people aren't sitting there going like, yeah, we're gonna get the gunpowder and we're gonna kill a whole bunch of people. Like they're not doing that.
But he's also saving innocent children that aren't on that ship. That
Yeah,
would've
but
been
what about the
affected by
children? What about the children of the people whose like fathers are on that ship now? Like they're gonna starve.
Yeah, but they also they would have died in war.
Not necessarily. Well, they're gonna die one way or another is the point.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it's like, why are you like you're not making it better, you're just making it different.
And plus,
true.
you're taking it upon yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what
Like,
gives
who are you?
the right to make
Where's your
that
authority
decision?
coming from? Just because you have like a troubled past and they killed your wife and kid, and like, yeah, that sucks, and like that's awful.
I'm so sorry, Captain Nemo.
Yeah, like no, I do feel badly.
And I missed that part.
I do feel badly, but it's like, but does that give you the right? Because you're not the only person who's in that position,
And
right?
that's kind of what the professor says too. He's like, I feel bad for you, but like it's a poor substitute for love, basically. Like you're acting fueled by love, but you're causing like pain and like suffering.
Oh yeah, didn't he say something like that?
Yeah,
That
I forget the
sounds
exact
familiar.
line.
It was between love and hate.
It's a bitter substitute, I think is what he called it.
Like,
yeah.
I
I didn't understand that. I guess I missed the whole part about the kid and wife. So
I'm not saying that like he's 100% wrong, because I don't think there is 100% in either side.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think it's clear cut right and wrong in this situation.
it's not black and white.
But I do think that he is taking a lot of
Liberty.
no, that's not the word I'm looking for. I think he's taking a lot of like he's very presumptuous with his use of his own technology.
Yeah.
He's almost like acting like God, where he like he is the decider of fate.
Yeah.
Where it's like
He's playing God, like you said. Yeah.
like it's like you're not necessarily like who gave you that said authority? You know what I mean?
Who gave you the right?
Like, and I'm not saying he's wrong necessarily. I'm just saying like I don't know. I think there's a lot of it's complicated.
Now, you also pointed something out interesting last night, Toya. So they think that up until this point, this is a sea monster taking out all these ships.
Yeah.
Has nobody noticed that all the ships that are being attacked are cargo ships with ammunition?
Yeah. I was like, how come they can't
Yeah.
figure out the pattern?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they're not going after, like, the ships with, like, fruit and vegetables.
fishing ship,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, they're just going
Yeah.
after, like, just these very specific ships.
That blow up.
Yeah.
well, they went after the other ship.
That's the only one.
That's the only
no,
one.
The one that
But
Ned and the professor were on, but
not
that was in
originally.
retaliation.
Not originally.
Of,
Oh, they weren't gonna
No,
go after.
because they went to
right.
go inspect the damages. They saw the monster. And they started firing.
yeah. So, like, they
You're right. You're right.
I just feel like everybody's dumb.
Well,
Unless that was the only route, and they're like, oh, the sea monster just lives in this area, and they don't ever like trade goods that way. Only
Maybe. I don't know.
Only ammunition.
It just seems a little fishy to me. No pun intended.
very good. Well, I think that's a good question that this movie kind of poses, and like I
U.S.
think
government is dumb.
yeah, that too.
Yes.
But like that is kind of like the moral dilemma when watching this film is that because there's really no true villain in this movie, but like you could perceive some people's actions as villainous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think that's what makes it kind of interesting.
I mean, who tortures a wife and child to death over that? Like, that's terrible, too. You know? Like, that's awful.
Mm-hmm. Well, back in his cabin, Conseil is reading the professor's journal. He tries to play it off as like, oh, the shipwreck caused all this stuff to fall around. I'm just tidying up, and I happen to be reading your book.
Little sneaky sneak.
Yeah. He tells the professor that he thinks it's time to admit that things have gone too far and that murder means nothing to Nemo and that he is dangerous. The professor defends Nemo and he kind of scolds him and tells his assistant that he knows nothing of the captain and that he has a great deal to offer this world even if he doesn't realize it himself. Conseil leaves before calling the professor captain, remarking on how the two have become more alike than even he realizes. Conseil then goes to Ned's quarters and sees him with the jewels that he stole. But Conseil kind of makes it clear that he doesn't really care about the jewels. Like, he's keeping an eye on him and spying on him, but, like, he never ratted him out for anything like that. And Ned gets physical. Another chance to beat up somebody. Yeah. He kind of shoves him against the wall and, you know, just kind of, like, outpowers him. But Conseil tells Ned that he was right about the professor, and that the two of them need each other now more than ever. Ned is reluctant at first, but he tells him that he has a plan, but because he doesn't know where they're heading, he can't carry out said plan.
Yeah, because he also can't make out, like, the routes and, like,
It's a ship like unlike anything he's ever seen.
Yeah, he can't, like, figure it out any of the
there's no maps, there's no...
or anything.
Yeah. Lucky for him, the assistant just happened to be reading the professor's journal, and he read that they're heading to Vulcania, which is their base. Mm-hmm. The two make a plan.
He's like, oh shit, that makes my life so much easier. Somehow. I don't know how.
He's like, Vulcania, never heard of it, but now I can carry out my plan.
Yeah.
The two make a plan to look at Nemo's charts. Ned searches through the charts with no luck because before the first mate makes his way back, and the two scurry off into the captain's living quarters.
Yeah.
And in his cabin, they realize that there's a giant map on the wall with circles around it to the center point, and they conclude that the center point must be Vulcania.
Must be, because that's really smart.
I mean, I would think that.
It's a good guess.
But I just
that's
mean...
where he said they built everything. So.
Right. No, that makes sense. I'm talking about Captain Nemo. That's really smart to keep your base and coordinates on a wall in your room.
He just stares at it going to sleep at night.
Yeah, like, I don't know. To me, that's just a little silly.
Yeah, and it's also because, like, it's not like it's off limits. Like, people are in and out.
Yeah.
Like, he invited them in. They ate dinner there. They had, like, the chef and everybody in there.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems a little silly, but what do I know?
Esme discovers the two.
Esme.
And begins barking because, and they're unable to keep her quiet at first, but they discover that she likes cigars. Not smoking them,
They're
eating them.
But they're made out of seaweed.
They are made of seaweed. So Conseil distracts Esme by feeding her cigars, while Ned maps out the coordinates of the islands before Nemo returns, and the two make their escape. Ned needs to do some research, but he tells Conseil to retrieve some specimens with bottles with specimens in them.
Mm-hmm. So Conseil's like, all right, you need to, like, study some shit. Incorrect?
Nope. I would die for Esme.
I know.
I love Esme.
I know you do.
Yeah. Ned then begins writing rescue notes with the coordinates of the island.
That's the best he could do.
But he dumps out all the specimens, and Conseil's like, but this is priceless. And he's like, I don't give a shit. Bye.
He wants to get out of here. He does not care.
He doesn't care.
He wants the jewels.
Also, it's alcohol, and he's like in the bottles, like preserving it, and he thinks that this is appropriate alcohol to drink.
This is like
like
full grain alcohol.
Yeah, like
100%
proof
like
or whatever.
Drinking like hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Like what are you?
alcohol.
Yeah, like
That's
what
just
are
how
you
tough
doing?
Ned
You
is.
will die. Well, he takes a gulp and then he's like,
Yeah.
and he like is pounding his chest.
That's a real man right there.
Yeah.
90% alcohol, just downing it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Ned also tells Conseil he forgot one thing. Proceeds to grab him and punch him in the face.
Oh my god.
So rude.
And Conseil is like so hurt by this.
I know.
Like he's like, I thought we were friends. And
He is
like he's
really
always like
upset.
puppy-eyed with him. So Ned offers a peace offering, by letting him punch him back.
And he gets him right in the gut.
He gives him his face, and he kind of cuts him underneath with like a jab to the stomach, and the two laugh it off, and they're best buddies now. The next day, Ned carries out his plan, going to the surface of the ship as it travels along the sea, and tosses bottles off the side in each direction. Then, the Nautilus ends up being grounded off the coast of New Guinea by some barnacle or reef underneath the ship.
Reef.
And the two volunteer to go on shore to collect specimen from the island and take notes, and maybe meet some native girls.
Ooh la la.
So bad. This part, like, almost, well, not almost. This part was terrible.
Nemo grants him permission, but he tells him to avoid the natives. They're cannibals. So Ned and Conseil set off to row in a boat to the shore, and when they reach the island, there's...
Wait, I had a question about this part.
Sure.
Why didn't the professor want to go? Because originally the professor was offered to go to shore, but he said
I think
no.
he was just a little pissed.
Well, I also think the professor is becoming more and more enamored with, like, the ship.
Yeah.
And then I think he's kind of
and not-
losing what he valued.
Like the sea life and whatnot.
The ship and, like, Nemo is slowly, like, progressing to be, like, all he cares about.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's becoming, like, a little obsessed with it.
Okay.
So the two begin to explore the island, looking all around for different specimens and anything they could find. And they find a trail through the jungle.
Okay, but, like, no. You're saying this wrong. Conseil is looking for specimens. Ned very much is like
Looking for
bye.
people. He's like,
I'm
I'm leaving.
leaving.
Bitch.
Yeah.
And he also, he was like, I'm escaping.
Yeah.
I don't
By
want
the
to be on
way-
the submarine anymore.
Yeah.
Nemo was like, oh, you want to go to the island? What are you going to do, escape? And Ned's just like, I'm not going to escape. I love it here. And Nemo's like,
Okay.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
take your word for
yeah,
it.
and I'm just like,
I think he might have known
yeah, maybe.
what was there.
He was probably
like,
like,
all right,
go
go.
ahead.
Well,
fine.
he did know there were cannibals on the island, so I guess he kind of figured.
And he did warn
you
him.
won't get very far, so.
Yeah. So Ned floats the idea of escaping for the two of them, but Conseil is hesitant to do so because of the natives, the dangers of the jungle, and leaving the professor. And he even says, look at me. Like, my pants are way above my belly button.
Yeah.
Like, I look like Humpty Dumpty. I am not making it through this jungle.
He's not. I think also they just wanted like the taste of standing on land because they've been at
Yeah.
sea for
Yeah.
months now.
Yeah.
This dude's pants could not have been higher.
Yeah.
Right.
They
were
were
really high.
close to the nipple
They
territory.
were.
They were getting up there. The two agree that Conseil couldn't make it. So Ned will make his escape through the jungle, and Conseil will head back to the ship with the professor. And
No, but the professor didn't go on the rowboat with
no,
them.
but he's going to go back to the ship
okay,
with the
yeah.
professor. And Ned assures them that when he makes his escape,
find him.
he's going to get all the law enforcement he can find, and they're going to hunt down the Nautilus, and everything will be okay.
Yeah, okay.
As Ned makes his way through the jungle, he comes across skull heads on spikes. Usually not a good sign. And we see a native man climbing a tree, and drums begin to play in the distance, warning of danger.
And Conseil's like, oh fuck.
He hears them from the
He
beach.
hears the drums and he gets in the boat and he tries to run away.
He books it out of
Leaving
there.
Ned. He's like, all right, Ned, see ya.
Yeah, this was funny
Well,
because
Ned
like
already said he was gonna go, so I'd be
that's what
I'm not waiting for him. We already said goodbye.
that's what I said. Toya brought up a good point. I was like, well, I mean, Ned's leaving through the jungle, so like it's just him. But you were like, and he thinks that like Ned's gonna make it through the jungle and not turn around. And
Yeah,
come back.
like, I mean, obviously the drums started going off because Ned was in the jungle. You know?
Well, Ned sprints his way out of there as the voices are approaching closer and closer to him, and he desperately calls out for Conseil to wait for him, as he's already set off to sea.
Yep.
But he does hear him, and to his credit, he does stop and wait for Ned to catch up and get in the
Yeah.
boat.
And then the unthinkable happens.
the natives are here, and
There's so many.
they are
There's
here
so many.
in numbers.
Yeah, how did they not like? How were they not like there, like guarding
Okay.
the beaches?
I know.
This was like when the Kakamora come out in
Yeah.
Moana,
Yeah.
and there's like
so many.
thousands of them.
It was crazy, and they had the boats and like
Yeah, and they were ready to go. They all had spears and stuff.
yeah,
And they were,
for
like,
two people.
All
Yeah.
for two people. One, they only saw. Well, I guess they might have sort of Conceal on the beach, but for two people, it was like a whole army came out to get them.
They're like, we haven't eaten in days.
I don't think that those two people would have fed all of those people. You know,
Yeah, like they weren't like.
But also, I just felt like it was a gross generalization that
They-
natives are cannibals.
Yeah,
but
like they probably weren't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think, like, I think he was just, they were probably just aggressive.
Yeah, they were probably just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
this is
who
my
are you?
island.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, go.
So the natives give chase, and the two row off in their boat trying to escape. They are able to make it away from the island, and they make it back to the boat where they take cover. By the way, apparently the actors who were portraying the natives painted humorous messages on their foreheads. You couldn't tell because they weren't really legible on screen, but one actor apparently wrote "Eat at Joe's," and the actor who was right behind him wrote "I ate Joe."
Oh, God. I thought he was going to say, I am Joe.
Close.
Oh, my God.
He ate Joe. The natives begin throwing their spears and arrows at the two, and they end up not hitting at them at all.
With all those people, they have terrible aim.
This
like
is
a
like
Stormtrooper
Stormtrooper
situation.
Academy, the shooting in this movie. They're just arrows flying everywhere. None of them even come close.
Yep.
There's only one person has an accurate shot in this movie, and we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
So when they get down underneath into the Nautilus, the two inform Captain Nemo that they're under attack, and he doesn't really seem all that alarmed. And he even says, "Well, you invaded their privacy, so they have every right to invade our privacy here." Yeah. And he just kind of lets them on board on the deck, and the three of them kind of like hide.
I was like, what is he doing?
I kind of understood his point, though.
I understood his point, but, like, don't you want to protect your ship? I was like, what is going on?
He knows what he's got in store.
I didn't.
No,
yeah.
This was a little hard to guess, but yeah. The natives begin to inspect the ship, and they start to make their way down the staircase to down below.
Left the door wide open for him.
Doors wide open. They slowly inspect everything. This is probably blowing their
They're
minds
like,
at this
what
point.
the hell is this? Yeah.
They start to enter through the doorway, and Nemo switches on a lever, which then begins to shock them all with electricity.
Is so mean.
Yeah. I mean, at least they didn't die, but I guess it is a good deterrent.
He said it was low voltage.
Yeah,
they were
it's like,
fine.
It's like a shock collar that you put on a dog.
Oh my god.
I don't agree with that, though, for the record.
Yeah.
The natives retreat to the water and cast away back to the island, retreating, and they have decided to give up on this.
As they should, because I would too if it was me.
And down below, Nemo has now grown tired of Ned's antics as he continues to disobey his orders.
Throw him in the brig,
He
man.
deliberately disobeyed him and put Conceal in danger. As a result, Nemo decides that once they're clear of the reef, they will rid of Ned once and for all. Until then, he's locked up down below, and in the distance, it's another warship, and it's ready for battle. The warship begins firing cannons. Could you imagine that?
That might be worse than Canada.
I want to see the manager! The warship begins firing cannons at the Nautilus as Nemo manages to free it from the reef below. The warship manages to strike the Nautilus, causing it to take on water down below.
Oh no.
It felt like Titanic.
It did!
I was like, oh no,
With those two running through the doors,
Yeah.
it felt like Titanic.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness.
The Nautilus drifts further underwater and shuts the doors down below to minimize water intake, trapping the trio in Nemo's quarters.
Uh-oh.
The power eventually gives out too, as the Nautilus begins to sink to the bottom of the ocean.
So dark.
Is this, I'm sorry, did the ship, is this when it made it to 20,000 leagues? Because at one point he said, oh, we've gone 10,000 leagues. And then it was 15. But I never heard anyone say 20,000 leagues.
I don't know if they ever use the term league. I know at this point, Nemo says that they're now 5,000 feet.
Below, which was
which is-
10,000, because they mentioned it earlier.
I guess, well, I don't want to jump ahead, but I guess by the end of the film, it does reach 20,000 leagues. I don't want to give away, but I think that
gives it away, Tan.
Well, no, I'm just going to stop there because it eventually reaches 20,000 feet one way or the other.
Leagues.
League, yeah. Nemo goes down to inspect the damage and gives commands to his crew. Ned, running out of time as the water level is rising higher and higher, manages to free himself manually by opening the hatch above. And the crew is able to repair the engines back up and running, and power is restored to the ship. But as a result, the ship is now plunged 5,000 feet below the surface, or whatever we discussed before.
Yeah.
And it's the lowest that man has ever gone in history.
Yep.
In the ocean, yeah.
The pressure must be insane.
Well, you would think that it would have crumbled the way some other things have crumbled.
other submarines. And
I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, Toya.
No.
All right, so the ship is at its lowest point in the ocean that it's ever been. It's kind of just cruising along. Nothing really to worry about here except the giant fucking squid appears.
yeah, like you would have been fine.
This was actually pretty well done because they start out the movie with the idea of there's a monster. They've gone a while now dispelling that rumor because clearly it's a Nautilus.
Yeah.
And they kind of don't have you thinking about like a monster being here anymore. And then just out of the blue, like there's no, it just appears. There's a squid.
I think that it was implied that like the scarier stuff lives deeper in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the film did a good job of distracting you with everything going on in the Nautilus that you kind of forget like that there could be something down there that we don't know about. And then there's a giant fucking squid that's just ready to attack the ship.
They're like, Captain, giant squid, straight ahead.
Yeah, and they're just
there
like,
are giant
okay.
squids.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Nautilus is then grabbed onto by the squid, and they attempt to escape by sending electrical charges to the squid. The squid persists though, and unfortunately, all the electrical charges have now run out.
And then he's like, the first mate's like, no, like, what did he say?
Well, so
like, the thing is literally
thing
on
explodes.
fire. It's on fire. And he's just like, yeah, we got no more electric shocks.
It explodes. Yeah. He comes up to tell the captain, and presumably the fire is still just going on.
I know,
down there.
and I'm like, okay. Pull the lever, crunk.
And wouldn't like a fire at that depth be
Pressure,
like dangerous as hell?
One would think.
Yeah.
But then again.
So, with the ship all out of electrical charges, Nemo commands that they return to the surface and fight the squid up there, man to squid. All the crew grab harpoons.
And they were like, watch out for the tentacles, because it's...
Tentacles are what you avoid,
Yep.
and the vulnerable part of the squid is...
I forget what you said.
No, in between the eyes.
There you go, right between the eyes.
You would think the eye would be the vulnerable part, but what do I know?
I guess like his brain and his nervous system or something.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, hold on.
You would think the eyes would be vulnerable because what did Dwight say? The eyes are the groin of the face.
Oh my god, who said that?
Dwight Schrute, The Office.
Oh.
I think that...
It kind of is true.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
What is special?
He has a point.
Oh, squids have really good vision. I feel like fish, their eyes have like a bone in it or something.
Ew.
There's like something in
So
there.
that they could open it in the water?
Yeah, like
Oh, that's
I
nasty.
feel, and I don't know if squid have the same thing. So maybe the eyes are not the most vulnerable part. Anywho.
So this battle it's kind of the most famous scene from this film. We first see a squid tentacle make its way through the door of the Nautilus, just kind of like trying to
Flopping
grab
around,
anybody. Hey,
yeah.
who's in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it causes the crew to find another exit to the surface, and they go out through another door. They all make their way to the deck, and they begin to battle the squid with harpoons. Nemo manages...
Like, I got this,
Yeah.
guys. Step aside.
He gets close enough to the squid, and he harpoons him, but the damage is not enough to kill the squid. And when he attempts to try again with another harpoon, the squid grabs a hold of him, and now he's in trouble. The professor and the assistant watch the battle from the captain's quarters. They're really of no use, I guess. So they're just
like ooh and ah.
Yeah. Really intense storm going on during this scene.
Wait, yeah, this was so bizarre to me. I remember being like, it's storming out, there's waves crashing into the Nautilus, and these people are just walking along the side of presumably like a narrow little pathway with waves crashing on. I'm like, you guys would just slip off the ship and die. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
So this is the scene that they had to go back and refilm.
Oh, okay.
Because originally when the battle took place, it was like sunset and calm waters.
Oh, yeah, no.
But the problem was when they were reviewing the film, you could clearly see all the levers and the lines
So they had to make
operating
it
the
stormy.
squid. And the director, Fleischer, was looking at it. He goes, this doesn't look good. It looks fake. It looks bad. This is going to get laughed at. So it was actually Walt who was visiting on set that day watching the footage with Fleischer, and he said, well, why don't you make it really stormy, really rainy, so it can kind of cover up all the effects and everything and make it look, kind of like the Game of Thrones battle effect, where like if you just make it hard to see, it looks like there's a lot going on.
Or you just make it really, really dark.
Yeah, so that's how they were able to hide all the wires and the pulleys and everything. It's just intense weather.
By the way, I was looking up the eye thing. I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking of with the eyes. I don't think I'm correct about squid eyes, though.
No,
so.
okay.
That's okay.
The first mate tries to free Nemo from the squid by chopping off one of his tentacles, but fails to do so, and he falls in the water below. And he's rescued, though, by the other crew members.
none of them die.
Nobody dies in this film.
Nope.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I mean, people do die.
Well,
people
it starts with this
Yeah.
the funeral, the burial for somebody.
I?
We don't know who it was, but
Nemo is still captured by the squid. Oh no, I wrote this wrong. Nemo didn't retrieve the first mate. Somebody else did. The squid still got a hold of him, and closer, the squid drags Nemo to its mouth as the crew struggles in battle.
beak.
Its beak, yeah. Just then, Ned manages to free himself and discovers that there's a battle going on outside. The way he discovers it, too,
at him.
is one of the crew comes, like, tumbling through the door.
And he's got like the suction marks all over
Yeah.
his face.
And Ned's just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing there, buddy? Like, you all right?
No.
Yeah, I'm dead.
No, but I think he also knew because he was peeking through the window
Yeah.
and he saw all of them grabbing like weapons, and he was like, "I want to come."
So
play.
he makes his way to the deck, and he sees Nemo is about to be eaten by the squid, and he gets the high vantage point with his harpoon, and the master harpooner throws his harpoon, and it's a perfect shot, killing the squid.
Amazing.
Yeah. And as the squid sinks underwater, it's still got a hold of Nemo, dragging him down. So Ned jumps into the water to save him, and he manages to free the tentacle. I think he just chops it off, himself. And he brings Nemo back to the surface, saving his life.
Yep. And then it's just like a weird situation because nobody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, "Well, you were a prisoner, and now you saved me."
So with the battle over now, Nemo questions why Ned would save his life. And Ned's response, I don't know. He's just like, I don't know. I just did it. And then he kind of questions why he would do it, and he gets mad, and he just says, I'm going to go get drunk.
Damn it, I should have let you die. Like, we all could have been free.
We then see Ned in his quarters playing Whale of a Tale again, but this time he's playing it for Esme.
Yeah, and he's really drunk. And then he gives Esme some alcohol, which I don't agree with.
The two have really bonded. Well, he also gives Esme some rare specimen that have been saved by the captain, so I'm sure the captain appreciates that.
Yeah.
But Esme's singing along with Ned, clapping and, making seal. What, you got a seal noise you want to make?
They
Anybody?
bark.
How do you?
That's what it's called. They bark.
How do you bark like a seal? That's pretty good. All right. The professor and Nemo meet to discuss Ned saving his life and Nemo's disdain towards Ned's actions now. Professor Aronnax claims that the difference between Ned and Nemo is that Ned still has human decency that Nemo has lost along the way. He says that Nemo protests too much, and deep down he knows that he was touched by Ned's gesture, but is ashamed to admit it. He cannot tolerate the faith in humanity, as it would destroy the very core of Nemo's feelings and beliefs. Life as he'd know it would collapse around him.
Oh no. That's very deep, honestly, for what just happened, I feel.
Well, Nemo counters by saying that the professor's too gullible and believes that the actions of one event to represent the man as a whole is ridiculous.
Okay.
What Ned would do one day, he would do the opposite the next. And he even kind of says, like, Ned himself regrets his decisions, and I would too if I were him.
Yeah.
So, like, how good were his actions really if he regrets saving a man's life, basically?
Okay, well, like, the whole thing about, if you, being altruistic doesn't... The notion of being altruistic is that you don't get any reward for doing the right thing or a nice thing or anything like that. So, that is a representation of true altruism, right? Because he's like, oh, fuck, I did this, and, it didn't actually benefit me in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Actually put him in harm's way.
Yeah, so,
Well, and he also says goodness must be consistent and forever building. And, I mean, since Ned's been on this ship, he's been trying to steal, but he doesn't view it as stealing, I guess, so...
Well, but also, is that really harming anyone? Because Nemo already, expressed that, that they place no value on treasure, so it's is it harmful to then take something that you have no value on?
And as Ned's been pointing out, he stole all that.
Right.
It's not like he earned it or he made
right.
it. This was all stolen originally anyway.
Right. So really, I feel like he's just condemning people for their behaviors when while justifying it for himself.
Yeah.
Nemo then even goes a little further. The struggle is that he is looking for perfection as society, which he believes that he has on the Nautilus, while the professor would argue that such perfection could never exist.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah. But Nemo seems to start to have a change of heart. Seeing the goodness displayed by Ned, he says that if man and these nations were to have the good that he speaks of, he'd be willing to share all of this with the world, much to the professor's surprise. That's why he brought him aboard the Nautilus. He planned on using him as sort of an extension,
An emissary
of the world.
He didn't know what he was doing.
I know, right? I didn't.
He was just lucky chance.
Yeah.
Well, as they're having this discussion, there's trouble on the horizon now. There's more warships bearing no flags
At Volcania.
and there's I counted at least like 7 warships
Yeah,
all
there was
surrounding
a
the
bunch.
island of Volcania. The men on the ships for these warships begin to disembark and they begin to climb. So Volcania is kind of set up like kind of like a volcano with like a lagoon on the inside.
Yeah, instead of lava.
So like you need to climb up the top and then make your way down to where the base is.
Yep.
The Nautilus plans to reach the island by instead diving underwater and traveling via a secret passage and surface within the inner lagoon.
Yeah.
Captain Nemo and some men leave the Nautilus once they get inside the lagoon, and they take cover at their home base. Up atop on the ridges of the lagoon, the men have started to make their way down from the warships, and they see that there are people at the base, and they begin to open fire on them.
They're like, oh shit.
And I would say they fired probably like 100 bullets, and they're all over the place. They can't hit
Yeah,
anything.
they just have the worst aim. Like, do these people not know anything?
I know. I always think that.
Ned, thinking that these might be men here to rescue them from his bottles that he sent out to sea, takes off his shirt. And
At first I was like, why is this man taking his shirt off again? Because it takes a while. Like, you see him just sitting there taking his shirt off, and I'm like, what is he doing?
we've kind of brushed over this at this point, but by this point he's taken his shirt off at least like 5 times.
Yeah, and I'm like, why?
Or he's
why
putting his
now?
shirt on.
Yeah.
It's either off and going on or on coming on.
Yeah, so he takes his shirt off and he's like waving it up in the air, but it took him a while to get there.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, and
didn't
he's
take
trying
his
to-
shirt
He's
off
like,
yet.
we're friends.
Yeah.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Or they keep shooting at him though.
Yeah, they're like, nah.
So the trio now have conflict with each other, realizing that the whole reason why these warships are here is because they read Ned's notes that had the coordinates of the lagoon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he wrote exactly where they're going,
Yep.
and they met them there.
Damn it, Ned.
The professor gets angry with these two. Because of them, the world is going to miss out on these tremendous advancements in technology. Nemo is on his way to the shore to destroy everything so the warships cannot steal it for themselves.
Well, yeah. That's how it is sometimes.
Well, Nemo, in fact, has done so by planting a bomb at home base. And him and his crew set sail back to the Nautilus to make their
And
escape.
he just doesn't even care. He's like, yeah, I'll blow it all up. Try me.
Yeah, he's like, I got what I need to know.
Yep.
So they're making their way back onto the Nautilus. They reach, and everybody goes down below. Nemo is the last one to make his way underneath. And as we mentioned, Stormtrooper City here, nobody can hit anybody except one lucky person
God, Nemo.
manages to shoot Nemo somewhere.
In the back.
Okay, because like there's no evidence of like a bullet hole
Well,
anywhere.
yeah, and I was like, no one even acknowledged that he got shot. It took
I
a
know.
while for someone to, and I'm like, is that like blood on the back of his jacket?
Yes.
Supposed to be because he got shot, or is
Yes.
it like residue?
Yeah,
and no one's
no.
saying anything.
No, he got shot, but they didn't have a bullet hole. So it was just a magic bullet that just went through the garment, didn't leave a hole,
Magic bullet,
but
you
pierced
say?
his skin. Magic bullet.
Back into the left. He retreats into the Nautilus, wounded on his side, but continues to give orders in pain. He's really struggling now. He orders
is.
the crew to commence diving, and the Nautilus makes its escape back through the secret passage.
Yes, somehow, but they're like, wait, sir, like, let us drive the ship. Nope. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna stumble my way through and hit every fucking rock on my way out.
He crashes into like everything on the way out.
And they're just like, okay.
But this crew is loyal. They all stand by their posts, and they watch as the captain struggles getting them out of there.
And they watch how he just
Yeah.
drunkenly drives.
Yeah.
Captain Nemo navigates the Nautilus underwater, struggling to avoid the reefs, as we mentioned. He then orders for the engines to be slowed down and proceeds to take the Nautilus even further down below. He then starts to give out and receive. He starts to struggle more and more with his injury, and he receives help from his mates as he descends down into his quarters. there, his whole crew is patiently waiting for him to give his next orders. And you had mentioned this was very ominous. They were all just like staring at him.
Yeah.
And you were like, are they gonna like mutiny now?
I thought it was a mutiny at first. I was like, why are they just staring at him
He's
like that?
so vulnerable.
Yeah.
But then it's not a mutiny. They're just patiently waiting for his next orders.
They're just like trained dogs.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Nemo, no, that's Esme. Nemo lies down on one of the chairs, the very comfy velvet chairs I had, and informs the crew that they are taking the Nautilus down for the last time.
Aww.
His crew, his first mate, without any hesitation, confirmed the order and assures the captain that they are with him until the very end.
Which is like wild.
That's
because
dedication.
there's 3 people who are not part of this crew who are on this submarine.
Well, they weren't in on this.
That's what I'm saying. They're like,
Get the fuck out of
they're
here.
like, wait, what?
But his crew, to their credit, is loyal to the very end, even when they know their captain is done.
I mean, I guess they kind of figure, like, what else do I have?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they would go back to becoming slaves, I guess, like on those islands.
Yeah, like, I mean, they don't have anything, really.
Well, Ned is not with the captain at all, and demands to know what his plan is, and Nemo informs the crew that he is dying, and the Nautilus will die with him. He informs the professor in a matter of moments an explosion will destroy his island and his works forever. He has brought the Nautilus to its last deep resting place, and at least they will all die free.
Yay.
Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Ned resists and doesn't get why they should all have to die with him. He's only known the captain for like a couple months now.
Yeah, because like, excusez-moi.
He struggles to break free of the crew, and of course he manages to punch some men, before he's ultimately contained.
Yep.
The professor and the assistant and Ned are all brought to their quarters, and they're told to lock them up. Basically, they're going down with the ship too.
Yep.
Isn't the ship sinking at this point too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going down further and further. The professor begs Nemo to reconsider.
No, but isn't it like sinking like it was damaged?
It did have damage from him getting out of the cave and stuff.
Yeah, it took on some damage, but not like to the extent before when it was like water was really coming on. Like it's just making its way slowly down to the bottom. The professor begs Nemo to reconsider, as somebody must tell the world of his dreams and everything that exists here. Nemo tells the professor his final words. He says, "A power greater than mine makes that impossible, but there is hope for the future. When the world is ready for a new and better life, all of this will someday come to pass in God's good time." So I guess what he's saying, because he's blowing up everything on the island, somebody eventually will discover this ship.
Yeah.
And, they'll see everything that's on the ship, assuming that it doesn't get completely wrecked, which I don't think it would, because it's just resting on the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. And by then, the tail of this, ship will make its way to the world.
But also
But sorry, I was just going to say, like, the world that they live in right now couldn't reach that ship.
Yeah.
But when they do get to that ship, that's when the world is ready. For this technology.
Yeah. And like also, but the other thing I was thinking too is like somebody, like if he was able to think of this technology, somebody else eventually will be able to too. So they might not even necessarily have to find the ship. They might just like when the world is ready, someone else will develop this and then the world will have it, right? Like, because so there's, it'll happen. I mean, that happens all the time.
Yep.
Just a matter of time.
Yep.
As the 3 are being put in their quarters, Ned manages to break free of the men, and he knocks one of them out and throws some more punches. And he traps the 2 men in his room before escaping and locking them up.
That was tricky how he did that. He was sneaky McSneakster.
He was. But then he left the professor and what's his face?
The assistant.
He left them locked in their room.
First... So when he locks him in his room, the 2 guards, the first mate's right there and he tries to stop Ned. And Ned manages to knock him out for a second before fleeing. And before he gets the professor and the assistant out, he makes his way back up to the control room because nobody's there now. They're all in their quarters. I don't know how he knows how to drive this ship now.
Oh, yeah. Did you...
Because he's the one that puts it to the surface.
The professor?
No, Ned.
Oh, yeah, he's just like touching all the gauges and shit.
Yeah, I didn't really think much of it.
But I'm like, oh, so you just magically learned how to drive this?
I guess maybe he just like observed him for so long.
He doesn't even have experience. He's a harpooner.
Yeah. It was just weird. I was like, okay.
I guess somebody needed to.
Well, I guess like if you're like desperate, you just touch all the things until something works.
Happens,
He then goes back to free the
get-
professor and the assistant, and the three make their way to the exit. But there's like a battle between like the first mate and Ned for a while when the
I thought he
ship
was
starts
gonna leave him to
taking.
drown.
Well, the ship starts taking on more water because as Ned like sort of like finagles with the controls, it still crashes into another reef.
Yeah.
So then water starts like pouring in.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like a real
really
dramatic
very
fight.
Titanic-esque.
It was. Very dramatic. All the dramatics.
Especially then when he gets the professor almost out, and he's like, wait, my journal.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, bro, you're going to dive into that water and go down and like swim for your journal in the submarine that's about to sink?
Well, because
Yeah, he is.
that's like the documentation of everything
know.
that happened here, and the professor is still obsessed with this ship and like Nemo, and in his mind, this is all for nothing if that he doesn't get that journal.
Get it.
And because they've been like doing this the whole movie, where Ned values his life, but the professor values scientific achievement, so he would risk his life to go
Yeah,
get
for
that
science.
book.
Yeah, well,
and
he
Ned's
even-
like, "Are you
for
crazy?"
science.
Well, the professor even says earlier in the movie that he's like, his life, meaning Ned's, is insignificant. Mine is insignificant, like, to the greater good, like, and discovery and stuff like that.
Well, unfortunately for the professor, Ned likes to throw punches. So he punches the
punches
professor
him.
in the face, knocking him out, and he carries him out of there himself.
Yeah.
Nemo down below attempts to reach his window in his quarters to open it for one last time.
Oh, dude, when he... what I thought was gonna happen didn't end up happening.
Me too. What I thought was gonna happen too. I thought that he was gonna like see the surface and then be pissed.
Yeah!
But he didn't see the surface. He just died peacefully.
Yeah.
Well, at first he can't reach the lever. He falls down, and you think that this is going to be that he's not even going to open the window.
Yeah.
Back on the surface, though, the three have made their way into the rowboat to escape, and then Esme
They're like,
makes
hey,
her
wait,
escape.
Esme!
Yep.
And she jumps off the boat. She swims to the rowboat, and she's leaving with these three. She's
Good for
getting the
her.
hell out of
Yeah,
there.
right?
Thank God.
She's stood there going like, I don't want to die with this crew.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this. I'm
Yep.
I'm an
And
animal
she's
prisoner.
domesticated now,
Yeah.
because, so she's got to, like, be with people because she doesn't know how to hunt and shit.
Yeah.
Back in the captain's quarters, Nemo from the ground reaches up in one last desperation before he dies. He grabs the lever, opens the window, and he gazes out into the ocean for one final time before ultimately dying.
Yeah, I really thought he was gonna, like, see them escaping on the
like,
boat
see,
and
like-
be, like, so mad.
Be like, what the fuck? I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be at the bottom of the ocean right now.
Little difference here between the book and the movie. Do you mind if I say something?
you could say it.
Okay. So in the book, Nemo's fate is left up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
So you don't know if he dies or not, and he ends up reappearing in the sequel, Mysterious Island, that Jules Verne wrote. But here, at this time, Walt doesn't really have sequels in mind, so he kills him.
Okay, that's fine. That's allowed.
What happened? So I feel like he had such a robust crew, and you only had like those two crewmates that we knew the fate of. Where did the rest of the crew go? Did they just go to like bed?
They just went to their rooms and they were like, all right.
Yeah, everybody,
Titanic this bitch, and we'll
Yep.
like die.
everybody went to their quarters to just accept their fate, basically.
That's horrible.
Right?
That's gotta
Do
be
you
a
think-
scary
I
last
don't
moment.
think I could ever do that.
Do you think they, like, offed themselves?
Yeah, like,
or
I
do you
feel
think
I
that
think
they
he just
let
waited
them...
for the ocean
No,
to...
I think I would say someone like just whack me unconscious
Yeah.
or something because
Because otherwise they're just
gonna.
going to starve to death.
Yeah,
right?
that too. Well, the,
Yeah,
the
because-
ship was also sinking though. Like it, not like it
But
was
if it
taking
was
on water and
yeah,
sinking.
but was it stuck on the reef at that point? Because then it's not going to sink.
Well, now it's made its way to the surface, but also
Right?
something to think about too
But
is
water
that...
was getting into it.
Yeah, because now
Yeah.
water's getting into the ship. But interestingly enough, is that water only started getting into the ship when Ned was finagling with the controls and it crashed into something. Before then,
so-
it was just resting at the bottom of the ocean. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Were they all going to kill themselves? Were they all just going to, like,
Starve in their rooms?
I don't know. But now the ship is sinking because the water's going in.
Okay, so
Water's-
they're going to drown.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So as the ship starts to sink, in the distance, the island has a massive explosion. This is like a nuclear bomb level
Yeah,
explosion.
with the mushroom cloud and everything.
How did he have that big of a bomb in his hands?
I know.
I don't know.
It was scary.
Well, I mean, I think that it's kind of implying that his technology is so advanced that it was something.
well, he
similar.
probably had stuff set up,
Yeah,
and then like he just had to go in and trigger it,
Flip-
and
flip
then
the switch.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's actually
like
good
as a
theory.
like
Yeah.
a fail safe or something.
Yeah.
The three from the rowboat watch the horror unfold, and the Nautilus eventually gets taken underwater by the tide for good, presuming everyone on board to their death.
So sad.
Ned apologizes to the professor for striking him, but it was the only way, and the professor forgives Ned and even says that perhaps he did the world a greater service by stopping him.
Yeah.
We then hear Captain Nemo's voiceover repeating the lines said to the professor just moments ago. There is hope for the future, and when the world is ready for a new and better life, all of this will someday come to pass in God's good time, as the Nautilus finally sinks and the screen fades to black to the storybook. Fades back to the storybook from the beginning of the film, and the text, the end.
Yeah, I feel like it ended kind of abruptly. I was like, well, now what? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I guess these three row their way back to civilization somewhere, wherever they're going. But yeah, and Esme. Do you think Esme goes with them, or do you think she just like swims off?
She stays with Ned. I think
Yeah, she's
Ned
domesticated,
gets his own
like you
shit.
said.
Yeah. All right. So let's have closing thoughts now. Anyone you want to go? I have a lot to say about this. So if anyone wants to go first, go for it.
I'll go.
Okay.
I mean, I liked it. I definitely enjoyed the movie itself. I liked the story. There were definitely aspects of it that I feel are a bit dated and probably a little icky.
Sure.
But overall, I enjoyed the storyline, and I feel like like we said this in the beginning, like that the graphics and technology held up pretty well, considering. So, I thought it was well done, and I think that the investment that they made was worth it in the long run, because it's still something that like I would go back and watch again, or like have my kids watch or something. So I thought it was good. And I really liked Captain Nemo, but that might also be because I have like a little bit of a bias toward that actor. So like, because I've seen him in other stuff. And Ned pissed me off.
It's
Me too.
It's actually
so annoying.
kind of funny. You're hitting on a lot of the things I wrote down here. We feel very... So I wrote here that I love this film. I thought it was great. Up until this point, we have done 27 episodes. And we've watched shorts, animated films, stuff we've never seen before, stuff we've seen a million times. This is my favorite thing that we've watched so far.
Yeah, I feel like this probably was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because it was new. Like, even if it wasn't new, I feel like it was good. It was like action packed. It was like, I didn't really know. Yeah, I didn't know where things were going. Like, it wasn't really predictable.
Yeah.
And I love when we do stuff that none of us have seen.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I thought the acting was really good in this, and I specifically think James, what was it, Mason? Is that his name? Oh, I want to get this right. I think it was James Mason. I'm gonna fix it if it's not.
Who was James
Mason? Yeah, Nemo.
Okay.
I thought he was incredible as Captain Nemo in this film, because I think, like you said, like he's a very complex character.
Yeah.
And you find yourself at times agreeing with him, and you find yourself at times not agreeing with him, and he has a lot of presence when he's on screen. He reminds me a lot of when we watched Treasure Island, and the guy who played Long John Silver just stole every scene.
Yeah.
Every scene with Nemo, I feel like you were just like enamored with like him almost. It kind of makes you understand why the professor was just like so obsessed with like everything about him, because like I thought he did a great job in this movie.
He was very mysterious, and he had a way about him.
I thought the film... He did have a lot of riz, yeah. I thought for a Disney movie, this is one of the first times that we've experienced where Walt does a really good job with complex characters.
Yes.
We see it all the time in his animated films. It's pretty black and white. Good and evil. This is your villain.
Yeah.
This is your hero.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to like that person. You're supposed to like this person. But I feel like when he gets into these live action realms, he does such a better job. Like we saw it with Robin Hood. We see with Treasure Island. He does these characters where like you hate them at times, but you also kind of get them at times.
Well, do you think that that's attributed to Walt though, or do you think that's more like the producer or the director, or the actor, the screenwriter?
Yeah, that's the thing
actor?
too, because Walt is so on top of everything in animation, and he kind of like falls into that good and evil.
Yeah.
But like for these live action films, he's got Richard Fleischer, who kind of takes it under his his own mind and his own vision, and I'm excited for that going forward, because I think we're now getting into the period where we're going to see more live action stuff.
Yeah.
And like I hope this is like, I don't know, I don't think it will be, but I hope this is like what we have waiting for us going forward, because there's a lot of live action that we're getting to, but not all of them have the reputation of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That's true.
I thought the scenery was great in this film. Like they spent $9 million, but they put it to good use, as you said.
Yeah.
Like you said, this movie was made in 1954, over 70 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
it still holds up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing would be like maybe you can get better underwater scenes, but like
Yeah, but
honestly, it wasn't even terrible.
But there's also an appreciation because like now, would they even go underwater to film this stuff, or would they just generate?
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
they went to the Bahamas, they went to Jamaica, and they went underwater to film this stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
So like, there's a lot of appreciation for that.
Yeah.
I thought Kirk Douglas was okay.
Which one did
He's
you play?
Ned.
Oh.
There's actually a rumor that because a lot of people at the time found his acting in this movie to be a little hammy and a little
was.
corny.
It was, yeah.
So there's speculation that Kirk Douglas deliberately overplayed his role because he felt that James Mason had the better part compared to his.
Well, he did.
Yeah, and I think he was a little jealous of that and didn't like that he was like this, kind of like cocky sea,
I also feel like
harpooner, while this complex character is given to somebody else. Like I think he felt overshadowed and was a little resentment towards that. Maybe.
Oh God, please. Okay.
I don't know.
over it. But also, do you think that he was supposed to be like offer comedic relief?
I think he was supposed to be funny, and that's I think part of the problem is that I didn't really find him all that funny a lot of times. I think he was charismatic, but and maybe it's because me and Toy at least know we've seen Michael Douglas. It's like Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he was.
Well, our first, like, when we meet him, he's with hookers, so it's like...
Yeah.
tells us what we need to know about him, I guess. He's not, like,
Yeah.
Upstanding.
he's
person.
not a great guy.
Yeah.
But I would just say that, like, I think this movie is very unlike anything that we've seen so far, and I think that's good, because, like, I think they handle moral dilemmas pretty well in this movie, because... we've already had discussions in this episode about, like, is he right? Is he wrong? Like, do you agree? Do you not? Like, there's a lot of that in this.
Well, I think that, like, with Ned specifically, like, his name is Ned Land, right?
Ned Land.
Right. And so obviously that's not an accident. I think that his character is supposed to represent all the pieces of humanity, the good and the bad.
Okay.
Yes.
And so his character is just a metaphor for all, like, that's why he and Nemo don't get along, because he represents everything that Nemo hates and all the things that Nemo wishes humanity could be all of, but can only partially be. And he resents Nemo because he's like, well, you can't take half of what people are. You have to take them for all that they are, and the good and the bad, and sometimes it, like, whatever. Like, I think that there's a lot of metaphor there.
And that's also, I think, what the professor struggles with in this movie so much, is that, like, he's so enamored with, like, Nemo. And, like, if he ultimately does fall into that enamoration, it will kill him.
Yeah.
Because he was going to go back for that journal and he would die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ned, the human side of Ned is what saves him.
Yeah.
Like, Ned saves Nemo and he saves the professor from their deaths.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's also the struggle with the professor in this movie, too.
Totally.
So,
What do you think?
I don't have as deep of thoughts as you guys. I mean, I agree with everything that you said, but I really liked the movie. It held my attention the whole time. I even recommended it to my 9-year-old nephew. I was like, you would like it. You should watch it.
Aww.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
you said something that I totally agree with, too. Like, if I was watching TV and this was on, I would stop to watch it. I might even, like, on a night be like, oh, I kind of want to watch that again.
Yeah,
like, I
watch
would
it.
seek it out. Like, it was that good where, like...
Yeah, it has rewatch value.
Yeah, like, we watched
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I enjoyed Treasure Island, but would I stop and watch it again? Probably not.
No.
Robin Hood? Probably not. But, like, if this was on TV, I probably would stop and watch it for a little bit.
Even my parents were, like, excited. They were in the stone room last night while we were watching it, and my dad came in. He's like, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I love this movie. And I'm like, yeah.
Papa Squad.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and, like, I was even saying to him because, like, so, a little behind the curtain, a lot of times I will watch whatever movie we're reviewing 3 times.
Really?
I'll watch it once just to, like, absorb it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it a second time to write notes, and then usually Toya is ready to watch it, and I'll watch it a third time with her. If I can watch it with her on the first shot, then I'll watch him film twice. So I watched this film 3 times, and I enjoyed
And you
it
still wanna
all
watch it
3
again,
times. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Huh. This movie was kind of long, too.
It was. It was
2 hours, over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought it was good. I was not looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie. I was like,
Me neither.
this is
be
gonna
honest.
suck. But I was surprised.
And like it's kind of wild too, because you're right, it is over 2 hours, and there are points in the beginning where it does feel like they're dragging it out a
Yeah,
little
but at
bit.
the beginning, like, just to introduce and, like, set the scene and stuff, like, it wasn't that long. Like, it wasn't that long of a boring... I don't know.
But even like the big climax of this movie, this squid battle that like takes place, that's not even towards it's like the second half, but it's not the climax, the end of this film.
Yeah.
Like there's still plenty of stuff that happens after that.
Yeah, but there's also, like, and even before that, you're like, it's just holding your attention because you're like, well, where is this going to go and how is this going to end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it starts out presenting the idea of there's a monster in the sea. And then by the halfway point, that's completely abandoned.
Yeah.
And now the story of this film
It's
is
just about-
there's this magnificent ship with all this technology.
Yeah.
And you don't really see where that's going to go.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so my theory while watching the movie was, like, before the ending, I was like, okay, I think that the professor's gonna stay on board and, like, become part of the crew. And Ned is going to end up staying. Toward the end, I was like, oh, maybe Ned's gonna lead a mutiny and he's gonna take over the ship. And I always thought that what's-his-face, the assistant, was gonna go. I was like, he's out of here.
DA did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But none of that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in closing, I would say I love this film. I love the story.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend it to anyone if you haven't watched this. I seriously would say give this, it's, like I said, over 2 hours. Just a little over 2 hours, but it keeps your attention. It's definitely worth watching. Yeah, tremendous job
Yeah.
by this film.
Yeah, it was great.